Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. This is the watch-along for the Community Shield. Manchester United versus Manchester City. I mean, what is it? The two best teams in England, supposedly, isn't it? The cup winners versus the league winners. I think the cup's more important, but, other people disagree. Jay Marty, how are you?
I'm all right. Thanks to everyone as well who's joined us from. We've just been live doing a bit of breaking news about Matthijs de Ligt and Nusayr Mazraoui joining Manchester United. It looks like that deal is pretty much done because David Ornstein's tweeted about it, which is as good as you can get other than the official club tweeting. So thank you everyone who's jumped on there. We'll be getting into that as well. We'll be getting some reactions to that because we were having a good chat about that earlier. So make sure you are getting involved in the chat and the comments for that one too.
Ronaldo's here as well. Ronaldo Brown joins us for the watch-along. We want your takes, your thoughts on the de Ligt stuff in just a minute as well. But first of all, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm actually quite, I know it might be the kiss of death a little bit, but I'm quietly confident about the game as well.
Oh yeah, is that because of the transfer dealings that we've just seen?
I was quite quietly confident even before that, but I just feel like United are going to put up a much better fight today than people might think. I think it'll be a tight one, and as we've shown, I think United are capable of getting a result.
Well, should we get into the team news? We'll get the graphics sorted in just a second, but should we read through the lineup first for those who haven't seen it? And it's a slightly odd graphic that's, I would say, potentially difficult to read personally, but that's their choice. We've got Onana in goal, and then it's in number order, but I'll try and make some sense of this. Dalot at right back, then the two centre backs I can see here are Maguire, Martinez, and left back. Actually, hang on a sec, let me stop you there. We've got Dalot at right back, Maguire, Martinez, Evans on the pitch.
Yeah.
Martinez is left back.
So is that Martinez left back then? Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah, that's what was put on Twitter. People were saying that.
So it looks like it's going to be Martinez left back, unless we see something mad like Rashford playing left back, which I would be surprised, or left wing back, should I say. Then in midfield, we've got Casemiro, we've got Mainu returning as well, and Bruno Fernandes, and then what we think is going to be a front three of Rashford on the left. Who else have we got here? Ahmad on the right, and Mason Mount? Or is it going to be Mount in midfield and Bruno in the false nine?
Bruno false
There's
nine.
a lot of questions.
I think
here,
Bruno false nine, like it was in the FA Cup final.
Yeah, or it could even be a sort of two up front that we've seen Ten Hag do a little bit before as well. Will it be a sort of Rashford and Ahmad front line,
4-4-2
with a diamond in the middle, or will it be Bruno false nine, Ahmad and Rashford out wide? A lot of questions here, isn't there? Because basically we've got three centre backs and no strikers.
Yeah. I think he's. If I had to guess, I think he's probably going to partner midfield a little bit.
Yeah, he likes to do that against
City,
City,
he does, doesn't he? So I know you can play Marcus down the middle, but I won't be surprised if we saw it similar to what we saw for the FA Cup final, where you had it like Bruno as a false nine. Obviously, you haven't got Amrabat, you haven't got McTominay, but maybe Mount and Casemiro filling those roles. Yep. Ahmad in for Garnacho, and then the back four that you've mentioned, and Onana. So I think it might be like that. That's what if I had to guess, I'd say that's what he'll do. But he might go 4-4-2. He could do anything with that, because it's like, there's all sorts of options there and permutations. But I expect to see it very similar to sort of the similar setup to what we saw in the FA Cup final, but obviously with different personnel in about 5 of those positions.
Yeah. What do you make of that lineup, Ronaldo?
I'm very intrigued to see how Martinez does at left back. I don't think it's a position that we've seen him play before for United. And it's a position that a lot of people have suggested Martinez could play if we did get in multiple centre halves, or we could be required there for certain games. Especially we've got so many issues in that area. You've got Luke Shaw who's never fit. You've got Malassi who's never fit. Obviously United have just been in the market for a fullback in Mazraoui that's able to play and deputise at left back as a right back, which will also help. But I think I'm quite intrigued to see how he fares playing left back as well. I know we know how great he is on the ball. We don't know if he's going to be a marauding left back going up and down, but we know he's a competent defender, probably one of our best players, and I think he'll be fine there. But from a tactical standpoint, I'll be interested to see how that is. And Bruno false nine is probably what it's going to be, because I think that's like 2-3 times he's done that, Ten Hag, when he's played Manchester City. Yeah, I think he probably looks for the midfield to be a little bit more compact, more bodies in there, as Jay said, and then also because you quite often probably playing on the counter on the transition against Man City. I think he looks to have that little tandem of Bruno and Rashford. Yeah, you got Rashford as a runner, You've got Bruno as like that first point of contact on a counter where he can turn and find someone with his great final ball. So from a tactical standpoint, from the setup standpoint, I think United's team looks fairly strong. I know people might have reservations about the midfield partnership, the centre half partnership of Maguire and Evans, but we'll see how they fare against Erling Haaland if he is starting, because I've not seen the City lineup. But I was quietly confident that we'd actually put up a decent game against City even before I saw the lineup, but I definitely think we should now, because I know that before even seeing the lineup for City have likes of Rodri, Stones, Foden, Walker all not playing.
Yeah, so we'll get into City's lineup in just a second. Let me go through our substitutes first, and then we'll get into City's, just because obviously you mentioned it there. Bayindir, obviously goalkeeper. Then we've got Collier, Ericsson, McTominay, Pellistri, who he's back for the first time. I think we haven't seen him at all in pre-season, have we?
No, not really. No, not really. No, we haven't.
Anthony, Garnacho, Sancho and Xerxes on the bench as well. So some good players on the bench there. Obviously, defensively, maybe if there's any injuries, we're very thin. But we've got McTominay's physicality and size if you need it. You've got Ericsson in terms of ball playing ability. You've got Garnacho countering and stretching the opposition. Sancho if we need to keep the ball. And obviously we all want to see Xerxes come in and do something as well. We've got a few decent options, mostly though if we're sort of a goal down maybe. Does it worry you a little bit midfield and defensively we're a little bit thin? Defensively very thin.
A little bit. I'm not overly fussed, because I think there are some options there, to be honest with you, on that bench. And also, listen, I get it, it's a derby, it's one you want to win, it's a trip to Wembley, and you get a bit of medal at the end of it, even though I don't count as a trophy. But this is still a friendly, and it's still early doors. We've just done a double signing. They're not available.
True.
You know what I mean? They've got to come back in. We know we've got injuries as well. We know we've got to sort of shuffle our pack a little bit. And I'm quite impressed with some of the decisions that Erik ten Hag has made. I'm glad he's starting Amad Diallo, because there was all the rumours where he was going to start Jadon Sancho. And I think Amad Diallo deserves a start. And I want to see him start. And I want to see what he's about. Yeah. I'm also, I mentioned this in the preview, I'm interested to see how Casemiro does today. Because has Casemiro got any future at Manchester United? Can he play any part this season, or are we just waiting until Saudi Arabia buy him? But if he performs today, you might go, okay, there's a little bit left there. Because I know I said it's a friendly, but it's still friendly against a very good Manchester City team on a pitch as well at Wembley. It's a big pitch, and it's like, if he can do something there, you might say, okay, there's something in him. If he has another stinky, you go, look, let's just get rid of him. It's sooner rather than later. So, but interesting to see what happens. Yes, it's not great having to shuffle your pack and play Martinez out of position, but if we look at that bench, you think if you wanted to bring on someone like Alejandro Garnacho, he's mint off the bench.
Yeah.
Joshua Xerxes, I'd be loving to see him come off. Scott McTominay can get you a goal. The only issue is defensively, you haven't really got anyone, have you?
There is literally
no
one.
Which is it's a bit of a shame. I don't know what's happened with Ari Amas. I don't know why he's not. I don't know if he just didn't make the cut or whatever.
That's interesting, yeah.
Because I actually had him down to start, but maybe he's the manager's looked at it and thought, listen, I don't want him having a tough day at the office against Manchester City at Wembley, because that could really hurt him. Yeah. So maybe we'll find out a little bit later what the thinking was there. But yeah, as long as Evans or Maguire or someone don't get injured, we should be okay. It's just that can happen. We saw it at the Etihad, didn't we? Where was it Evans who went off at the Etihad, and then it was, I think, Amrabat came on, and it just all went wrong, didn't it? It was already going wrong a little bit, but once that injury, we were up against it, but we were sort of coping. But once I think it was Evans, forgive me for getting it wrong, that got injured, it just the wheels came off. So yeah, if that happens, if we do lose a defender, then it's going to be Casemiro moving in at centre back, innit?
Absolutely,
which opens up its own problems. So yeah, I'm glad to see we've moved on from last season.
Let's go through City's side. For me, in that lineup there's about 4 or 5 things I want to talk about, players and positions I want to talk about. So we'll get into them in a minute. But before that, let's just go through City's lineup for anyone who hasn't seen it. You've got Edison in goal, Lewis, Akanji, Diaz, Gvardiol for them. Then it's Kovacic, O'Reilly, McAtee, Bob, Doku and Haaland. So it is a sort of heavily rotated side. I mean, there's 5 or 6 from in there who would be starting most weeks, but you're missing some of the big names there, obviously. In terms of subs, it's Ortega, Carson, Phillips, Ake, De Bruyne, Bernardo, Savio, Nunes and Kabore. So they've got big names on the bench if they want to change things. Obviously, Haaland, Doku, Diaz, Gvardiol, Kovacic, Akanji, and Ederson can start any given week for them as well. So it's not it's not like they're reserves by any means. But I'd say United's team is maybe slightly closer to what we're going to see opening day. Would you say, Ronaldo?
I'd say United's team is definitely much closer to first team than City's is. But obviously they've got some of the big guns on the bench.
Yeah.
They've probably seen it as almost looks like an extension of a pre-season type of lineup that City have gone for. But you can never underestimate them. And obviously they've got world-class starters on the bench that they could bring on. But I would look at those two lineups, and I think it's an opportunity for United to win. I think United, looking at the lineups, should probably be at least level favourites maybe for the game after looking what they've gone with.
Do you know
what I mean?
I don't think that's about. It'd be interesting to see, because someone like Doku, for example, he's a live wire, and he can do a lot of good stuff and not produce anything, or he can tear you apart and produce something. Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see how, I think, is it Delo up against him, how he copes
to start with. Yeah, but you could imagine him switching on to Martin,
and also
he can get some joy out of it.
Erling Haaland, who didn't really get a sniff in the FA Cup final, he's still Erling Haaland, isn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know? It's not beyond the realms of possibility that Haaland bangs an hat-trick today. You just don't know.
No.
So I get Ronnie's point, and I kind of agree with it. I think that it is pretty even. I think it's not, the two starting 11s aren't that far away. I just feel like United have got more players, or one or two players who, when I'm being brutally honest, one player in Casemiro who stands out for me, who could have a stinker.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm not, and I know that sounds like hating on him. I'm not. I'm just going off the evidence that I've seen of late. Whereas I look at City starting 11 and I don't see anyone that stands out and goes, "Oh yeah, he's got a stinker in him." That's my main concern. Is if Casemiro has one of his bad days, we can't afford that. You can't afford that. Like when we beat him in the FA Cup final, I know it was a different game and more important, but everyone performed. McTominay stepped up, Amrabat steps up. You know what I mean? There wasn't anyone where you go, "Oh, he's had a terrible game." And I feel like today, if Casemiro's not on it, we'll struggle, because all of a sudden you're asking Kobbie Mainoo to do a lot in that midfield. So I think Casemiro could be key, and he has to be on it for me.
What do you reckon, Casemiro? I mean, everyone's talking about this sort of fictional, or we're waiting for this Saudi Arabia deal to sort of manifest. There's not been any real rumours that they're interested. Some people saying, "Oh, there is interest from Saudi Arabia," which I think that sentence is as close as we've got to a deal so far. Do you think they're sort of resigned to him starting the season, or are you expecting next 20 days or so something to come up there and Casemiro's
it looks that he has little to no interest in the market, and also he's on ludicrous wages as well. So I think it's probably a situation where United are stuck with him for at least this season, if I'm honest, and he probably will be here and have some sort of part to play. Probably his experience might help around the club, whatever. From a character standpoint, and if he can actually improve on his performances. You look at the starting lineup today, and you look at the midfield, you could argue that maybe he has a little bit more protection than he usually has, so that maybe that will benefit him. He's got more runners and midfielders around him. But I'm hoping to see. The thing is, Casemiro fell off so badly in the last 6 months that he actually doesn't have to do that much better to be better than he has been. Do you know what I mean?
That's a good point.
So surely he's still got enough in the tank to at least up his performance a good 10-20%, and even that will just get us by at least until we get someone in before the end of the transfer window. But what I don't feel comfortable with is him being a starting six throughout the season. I think that ship sailed.
Yeah.
And if you want to finish top four, I don't think United finish top four with Casemiro as the six.
I think the Saudi League generally, I mean, other than that Moussa Diaby deal, I'm just looking through. There's been no big deals really. I think Aouar's gone there, who was linked with Arsenal on and off for the last few years, but it was 10 million euros. I think 55 million they spent on Diaby from Villa. Other than that, it's not been these huge Benzema, Neymar, Ronaldo kind of deals, has it? You know, we've not seen a Casemiro go there so far this summer. Whereas the last couple of seasons, that's what we have been seeing. So I don't know whether they're biding their time, coming later on in the window, whether they've changed their tact a little bit, or whether they've actually thought, you know what, maybe this money hasn't translated to viewership the way we thought it would, as quickly as we thought it would. We might have to go slightly younger. Diaby, I think, is 25, 26. He's certainly not very old. I'll just double check how old he is there. 25 years old. Maybe they're going for that so that in 3, 4, 5 years' time when the league's bigger, those stars will still be playing. Is Casemiro what they're going for?
And the fingers burnt a few times as well with players.
Well, who
didn't Jordan Henderson go there
and
fax it in after and then leave after a month?
Yeah.
And I think there's one or two others who've gone there, big names, and just not performed. Not been up for it, and it's pretty obvious they're not taking it as seriously as Cristiano Ronaldo is. So I don't know. Maybe Ronnie's got his finger on the pulse. He's saying there's no interest for him. I've not heard of any interest for him. So maybe it is a bit of a unicorn where we're going, it's Saudi are going to come in for him and give him, the 350k a week he gets at United and probably give us 40 million to take him off our hands. And yet there's no evidence to support any of that other than just wishful thinking.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see what happens. I think the manager's got to be strong, and if we don't sell him to Saudi and the manager don't think he's up to it, just don't play him. Yeah. And I think Ineos will back him on that front. I mean, yes, he brought in Casemiro, but he doesn't feel... I know this sounds weird, but Casemiro, even though he was an Erik ten Hag signing, doesn't feel like an Erik ten Hag signing in the sense that he was pushing for that deal, he really wanted it, and he's going to be forced to play him. And I don't even think he has to play Anthony anymore, who he was obviously a player that he knew. So I think if Casemiro's not up to it and the manager says, look, I'm not going to pick him, that's okay. I don't think there'll be any pressure on him from above to say, well, why are you not picking this player that's on so much money? I think Ineos are a bit smarter than that. So yeah, I hope, I say this about every player I criticise from Manchester United, I hope he proves us wrong, I hope he puts in a performance today, and I hope there's still something left in there, because he was one of the best midfielders on the planet not that long ago, a couple of years ago. And even his first season at United, he had some really good moments. That Carabao Cup final, for example, he was phenomenal. So it's been sad to see his demise, but we have seen his demise. And there's no point in pretending we haven't and being silly about it. The Casemiro we've seen over the last year, and particularly over the last 6 or 7 months, has been an absolute shadow of the player that we saw at Real Madrid and in his first spell at United, or his first season at United. Yeah,
it's a shame. Heaven Soul said, saw the Ornstein news regarding De Ligt and just fell to my knees at Wembley Stadium. Hope we smash them 2-1 United. Let's just go over that again, because obviously we did a live stream before this one, an emergency live stream, wasn't it, Jay?
An emergency biscuit.
Stream. Yeah, we had to do it. It was unstoppable, that live stream, because David Ornstein tweeted the news that Manchester United had agreed a deal for the combined signing of Matthijs de Ligt and Noussair Mazraoui, both from Bayern Munich, for a fee thought to be around £60 million. That's including both players and all add-ons for both players. Initially, it's 45 plus €5 million for de Ligt and 15 plus €5 million for Mazraoui. If you haven't seen it, obviously that's the latest news. I think Romano has since done a here we go with the Mazraoui deal, but I haven't seen him do the same for de Ligt. He's also said that they're both on the verge of joining United. Almost as part of that deal, but not really, is Wan-Bissaka will be going to West Ham for £15 million. That deal has been agreed. He's set to do his medical either today or tomorrow. Tomorrow or Monday. So those 3 deals all look set to happen. Ronaldo, we were chatting about it when you came in. You're a man who usually has quite strong opinions on transfers and...
Ronaldo's a man, right? Who's got strong opinions on everything. Yeah. Any subject you throw at this lad, he's got an opinion on, no matter what it is. But certainly when it comes to Manchester United transfers, what do you reckon?
I know what you said about signing de Ligt and Mazraoui.
Yes.
I think them 2 players for 51 million's unbelievable piece of business.
Yeah.
I've heard that de Ligt has been spread up. The transfer fee's been spread over 3 seasons as well.
Nice.
I think Ineos have been moving really good in the market, and they've not done what we've done in the past when it was the Ed Woodward and Richard Arnold and Murta, where they've just kind of bottled it when it comes to other clubs' valuations.
Yeah. And
they're already starting to change the narrative of Manchester United tax, and I think there's going to have to be a little bit of pain, because I still think there's a bit of the fan base that's become used to it, because I did tweet about this. They've been used to the shiny toy. They've been used to the Galactico signing. They've been used to the marquee big name that sells shirts, so, to the point where quite often I'm seeing United fans scoff at some of the links that we have, because he might not be the big names that we want. But have you got Mazraoui, who can fill in as a right back and a left back? I think that type of versatility, especially in the market, is something that you can't pass up on. And he was only about 12 million for him.
Yeah.
And because my thing is, I think if you can get quality players in a market that are able to play 2 or 3 positions for a fee, it stops you having to buy 2 players when you can just buy one that can almost cover a couple of areas.
Yeah.
And then you've obviously got De Ligt, who's going to come in. We've got Lenny Euro. That's the centre-half pairing. That's 18 years old. How is De Ligt only 20? Is he 23? 24, still young as well.
Until he's 25.
Maybe he's got time to have some sort of revival in his career, because obviously he was captain of Ajax at 18.
Yeah.
I can't have a bad word to say about those, especially if we get rid of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, we get rid of Lindelof, get rid of McTominay as well, and kind of recoup that money. There's a lot of things to be positive about in terms of the transfer window, and it's not done yet. So there might be certain things that we hear that might get us concerned in terms of not having a midfielder yet, but there's still a few weeks left, and I think United fans should be happy with the way Ineos are operating, but we definitely do need a midfielder.
Yeah, I agree, Ronnie. I think you tweeted it. I think you just tweeted midfielder.
I said, what I mean? I like, because you know what it was.
Nothing wrong with that. Because I'm with you.
It was like the DJ Khaled meme. I saw it when I was on the way here, and I was buzzing. And then, you know me, I'm a massive cynic. So like,
straight on to the next.
So I'm buzzing for a little bit, and then I'm like, shit. No midfielder still.
Yeah, no.
Let me not get too once we get the midfielder. That's.
Do you know what though? That for me would be the difference between a sort of decent transfer window and a good one. If you can differentiate between those two, I think without a midfielder, it's bringing in De Ligt, bringing in Mazraoui, bringing in Xerxes and Lenny Euro. Yeah, positive. But that midfielder, you can't ignore that. You can't just go, we'll be all right. Because I feel like we won't be all right. We do need a midfielder. We can't rely on Casemiro. Kobe Mainoo isn't a 6, and I don't want to see him played there and be sort of forced to sort of do a job that's not best suited to his skill set, or bringing it. Or I know someone might believe him, or playing McTominay there if he's still sticking out, or even Mason Mount. I think the managers tried that experiment in friendlies and hinted at it. That's not the answer. So we do need that midfielder, and I think that would make the difference. Where you can go, okay, actually, we brought in an attacker, we brought in a midfielder, we brought in 2 centre backs, and we brought in a full back. Yeah, and we got a bit of money in from players we need to shift on as well. That would be very positive. I think that's the missing key now, but we're almost there. And let's face facts. Me and you, Joe, stood in the other room a couple of years ago. And it was deadline day, and we signed 4 players. Yeah, I think it was 4.
Who was it? Pellistri, Cavani, Ahmad, and
Tellez.
Yeah,
and it was just like, and we did that in like that afternoon of deadline day. And that, while it's all exciting and when you're on a live stream, it's great. As a sort of a business model and as an approach to football management, it's not great to sign, last minute deals constantly, which is what Manchester United have done. Not just that window, but for a few windows as well, where you've got the likes of Odi Nagalo knocking on his director's door saying, please can I go to Manchester United at 10:30 at night. So it seems like Ineos are sort of doing a little bit more forward planning here, bringing in players that we need and the manager wants and that can work in his system, and also hopefully shifting on a few, even though my obvious constant disclaimer, I will be sad to see Aaron Wan-Bissaka go.
Just on shifting on a few, Ronaldo, you're a man who likes to look at the, I won't say conspiracy, because I don't think this is a conspiracy.
Well,
you like to look below maybe the surface here. United have spent roughly 100 million euros-ish before today. In Xerxes around 40 million, maybe slightly north of that. Euro around 60. The reports were that's kind of what we had as our net spend. Now we're bringing in another 60 million's worth. Wan-Bissaka's leaving for Mazraoui. Where's the De Ligt money coming from? Are you expecting someone to be sold, or do you think maybe we had a bit more to spend than we thought, or do you think he's coming in, so someone must be going?
Maybe United aren't as tight when it comes to PSR and FFP as we think. Obviously, you got Swedish Rumble on Twitter, who's great for the United finance stuff. I always try and follow him. He's great on it to see how kind of deals work, and I think there might just be a way of, when you look at a transfer fee of De Ligt and it says 40 million or 45 million, it's not a lump sum. I think the way that the clubs might spread it out might mean that they actually have a little bit more leeway in terms of spending on other players. But obviously, outgoings will help. We probably might see the departure of Wan-Bissaka. We see probably Lindelof's going to be on his way. We could even see McTominay. Maybe it's just United are actually anticipating what we don't know yet, but they're actually anticipating that there are players that are basically on the way out that we don't know about yet. So I don't think United would have struck this deal today without knowing that they've got a couple of sales on the horizon.
Do you think as well, potentially, you look at Varane's wages, rumoured anywhere between sort of 250 and 350, depending on where you look, but obviously one of the biggest earners at the club.
Yeah.
Him leaving and De Ligt coming in on again, presumably substantially less than Varane was on. Maybe not a lot less, but it's going to be noticeably less. Over 5 years, that's probably 15, 20, 30 million difference than what we would have spent on. You know what I mean? That's, you're kind of recouping some of the transfer fee for De Ligt just in the wages difference between him and Varane. I wonder if that sort of mitigates it over the next 5 years. Not that Varane would have been here for 5 years, but looking at the books, they don't care how long a player's going to be here for. That difference in wages could be part of it as well, couldn't it?
Yeah, you'd expect them to have a more business-like approach to everything now, because obviously we've heard about this sort of some of the decisions they've made in terms of redundancies and players' families some of the staff not getting the free trip to Wembley, little things like that. You think, okay, some of it in terms of like the players or the staff not getting a free trip to Wembley or a free coach seems a little bit petty, but they're obviously going in there with the approach of we want to make every penny count, we want to get as much value for money as we can out of everything. So if that is the case, then that's got to happen with transfer dealings, because that's where you're making most of your money. That's got to happen with wages. And we always heard these rumours before Ratcliffe took over that he was looking at some of the deals we'd made. The Casemiro one apparently was flagged up when he visited Carrington as a bad deal because of the amount of money you paid for a 30-year-old and also the wages you put him on. I think he was 30 when we got him. So yeah, I agree with you. I think that there will be a sort of an eye on that, and is how much money we're saving here and how does that work and is this financially viable. And listen, I love Raphael Varane. I can't remember him having a bad game for United. He might have, but I can't recall it. Not many anyway. And he was one of those who always got the crowd going, and when you needed him in some of those games, you look at the FA Cup final for example, he stepped up, but he was injured a lot, on a lot of money. I've had that little spell as well where he seemed to fall out with the manager, where he was dropped. I think it was the Manchester derby, funnily enough, at Old Trafford. So it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, whereas someone like De Ligt coming in on a little bit less money, I know he's had injury issues, but I don't think, he's 24, he should have a little bit more in the tank than Varane had. Yeah. Then this could be a very, very good signing for Manchester United. Hopefully we'll have to wait and see, but if it does go the way we want it to, then we could look back at this as being one of the top signings we've made. Yeah, and definitely. I'll probably get clips up when he's injured for the rest of his career.
Liam in the comments as well made a good point that we've also sold Greenwood. I'd sort of forgotten about that.
Me and you were talking before, weren't we? We both almost forgot about
that.
So actually, if you add, the 20 million or so that we got for Greenwood, if you then take that from, or add that to the difference in wages between Varane and De Ligt over the next 5 years, that's probably the transfer, the remaining money of the transfer anyway. You probably kind of broke even on them already.
This is the thing, like Ronnie was just mentioning there, it's pure profit, innit? So selling Greenwood for, what was it, 30 million? Was it something like that or whatever? Had we sold a player we bought for 50 million for 60 million, then it's not as much, is it? So 26 points, so that's pure profit.
Yeah,
so
rising to 30.
Yeah, so that obviously makes a big difference. Yeah. And if you look at someone like McTominay, for example, who has been rumoured with Fulham, I know it's gone a little bit cool again. If that deal does end up getting revitalised and happening, and let's say you get 20 odd million from McTominay, again, all profit, because he's an academy player, that makes a big difference, doesn't it, when you're selling these academy players compared to, say, if you sold Jadon Sancho for 30 million, which would be a 40 million loss in terms of what we paid and what we got. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I think one thing we have to always remind ourselves with, and I think that today has been a bit of a reminder of that, is the fact that not everything is getting leaked ahead of time. Not everything is being done in a public forum like it was under the Glazers, where you'd hear about it weeks in advance almost, because someone would have it and it'd get twittered out, and then other journalists would be running with it, and you could, you knew where we're up to everything. It feels like now there's a little bit more stealth with some of this, in terms of today Ornstein's had it, but with the double deal. But it's not something that's been leaked over the last few days. It's sort of like, okay, it's happening, boom, there you go. The leading journalist got it. Yeah. And I'm hoping that could be the case with some of these sales as well, that we might think that they're done. Ronnie mentioned earlier about Casemiro, no interest, and I agree. But there's still that possibility that there is. But the club are managing to keep things under wraps, because it's not the same old leaky ship it has been for the past however many years.
Yeah, completely. Just back to the starting lineup, a player that, for me, we're talking about midfield options and we need another midfielder. Someone who literally, and I hate the phrase, but I've said it already on this channel, will be like a new signing, because since we've signed him, he's not been available almost Mason Mount.
Yeah.
Like, he's someone that he's playing alongside Bruno Fernandes. That's a question mark. There's still a lot of question marks about him because, like I said, he's literally hardly played for us. I think it's something like 8 games worth of minutes he's played for Manchester United in the year we've had him. He's essentially not been a United player the last 12 months. Are we underestimating the impact and the effect he could have on the squad? Because he's, like I said, I hate the phrase he's a new signing, but for all intents and purposes, he actually is, isn't he?
It's a weird one with Mason Mount because I get your point, and yeah, in many ways he is like a new signing. You haven't seen anything from him. I'm still at a loss as to how he fits into this team. I still don't know what the manager's plan is with him. I don't know if everyone's fit. Does he even start? Is he going to be used a bit deeper? Is he going to be used alongside Bruno? Is he going to be used probably not instead of Bruno? I don't see that happening. Is he going to be used on the right wing maybe, or what? What is the plan with Mason Mount? We've not been able to find out because, like you just said, he's barely played. And in some of those games, I remember him coming on against Liverpool in 4-3, and for 15 minutes he didn't touch the ball. I'm not knocking him; he was part of the win still, and it was one of the best wins we've had in recent memory. But I don't know what the plan is with Mason Mount. I don't know what's going to happen. We paid a lot of money for him. We rushed through that sign in the sense that we didn't want to wait a year, so he was on a free. We gave him the number 7 shirt. There was all this sort of hoopla about, we've got Mason Mount, number 7, bought him off Chelsea, 60 million quid or whatever it was, up to 60 million pounds. And then he gets injured, he's barely played, and now I'm still waiting to find out just where he is going to play and what Erik ten Hag was planning with him. Because I remember Erik ten Hag speaking about how he could maybe play in a deeper role, wasn't he, when he first arrived? I don't get that one, if I'm being brutally honest. So yeah, it is a bit like a new signing, but it's also a new signing with a question mark over it for me, where I'm still waiting to see, or I'm curious to see what his role is going to be at Manchester United. Yeah. Is he just an option if we wanted to rotate things, or is he a starter? I
think when we signed him, we didn't know how good Mainoo was going to be. So you can almost
That's a very good point.
They thought Mainoo would be a 1 in 3 kind of player. He plays any sort of cup games we've got. He's coming on as a sub here and there, maybe 25 appearances in all comps kind of player.
Yeah.
Not starting fucking 35 games in a row.
He's going to be starting for England in the Euros final.
Yeah, no one expected that when we signed Mount. The other thing I don't think people... I think they did think was he would come in as that sort of Eriksen replacement. So last season it was Casemiro and Eriksen. Eriksen's clearly lost his legs. Mason Mount, whilst he's a bit more of an attacker, he likes to get forward. He's not as disciplined as Eriksen. So was Christian Eriksen 4 years ago when he was at Tottenham, and before that he was an attacking number 10 who's sort of slowly dropped back. Maybe we can do the same with Mount. That's what I think the thinking was at the time. We didn't know Mainoo was going to be amazing, and we didn't know Casemiro would drop off as much as he has. So now all of a sudden I agree we're in a point where, well, you can't have Mainoo and Mount because there's no defensive sort of acumen there, really. You can't really have Casemiro and Mount because then where's Mainoo play? You can't have Casemiro, Mainoo and Mount because where does Bruno play? Unless you're doing what you're doing today, which is 4 midfielders. So he is a bit lost now. But I also think that if he can do what Eriksen did, I can see that this little lineup happening a bit more often, where you got Rashford and Ahmad almost playing as sort of hybrid attackers, where the fullbacks really push up high like we saw in pre-season. If we're doing that kind of sort of 3-2-5 kind of structure that we saw, you could see Rashford and Ahmad staying wide. Bruno is that false sort of 9, and then a midfield lineup like this, but maybe Ugarte instead of Casemiro. Then I could see it working. But it's a big season for Mount, and I do worry a little bit that he might never kind of push in the way we thought. The other thing, someone mentioned it in the comments just then, is could he be almost a replacement for Bruno? Because is he 4 years younger than Bruno? Bruno isn't going to be here forever. He may want to take one final step elsewhere before his career ends. I think Bruno Fernandes is 29 years old now. Will he want 4 more years at United, or will he want to go to a Real Madrid or a Bayern Munich or a Barcelona before he retires? I hope not too. But I think, how old's Mason Mount? Is he 25? He's certainly... let's double check. Yeah, he's 25 years old. So he's 4 years younger than Bruno. Maybe there's a sort of overlapping replacement going on there.
Maybe there is.
Yeah.
I think the Eriksen point, for me, seems more likely.
Yeah.
Because I think with the Bruno one, maybe you're right, but then do you need to rush that signing through and spend the 60 million quid that you could have spent elsewhere to get a player that you're going to use in 4 years' time? for me, it felt like there was an immediacy there.
Yeah,
like there's something right now. We need him for right now. Hence the reason we're not going to take a chance and wait for him to be a free agent in 8 months. So what was that? That's what I'm sort of still curious about. Yeah. So maybe you spot on about the Eriksen one. That seems to make sense to me.
Yeah.
Like Eriksen, you saw him towards the end of that season, not quite got the legs, and also he was a free transfer, so who cares if you've got to drop him? It's not the end of the world. Bringing Mason Mount, happy days. It's sort of business as usual, and probably a little bit of an improvement, if being brutally honest. Maybe Mason Mount's a little bit better. But we don't know because we haven't seen him.
Yeah.
It's not his fault, but he's just been injured, hasn't he?
How excited are you to see Mason Mount? Maybe not excited, but do you think he can be a bit of an impact this season? Because he's someone who's capable of 10 goals, 10 assists.
I've been very critical of Mason Mount. And the funny thing is, Mason Mount's someone that I was a big fan of in his better days at United. Even like academy days, I always thought he was class. Do you know what I mean? And I didn't really like the fee that he came for, but I wasn't completely against the transfer like some people were. I thought he'd bring abilities and traits. Obviously, probably as a Bruno backup, but I thought his better season when he did get 10 goals and 10 assists, it was for he played left, almost like left attacking midfield. He played like left of a front three kind of inside. It wasn't really as a 10. I think he's almost where you can enable him to be a bit of a runner. I was kind of confused when Ten Hag bought him and said he was going to play him as an 8 because I don't think that's a position what he can play. But
you don't think he can play there at all?
I don't think he's an 8 at all.
Okay.
I think he's 10 maybe off the left, and I think that's where you're going to get the best out of him. I just don't think he has some of those like technical qualities or a little bit that temperament to play in midfield like a Mainu has. But I'm hoping he comes good because obviously he was injured for majority of last season. And I'm hoping that he does, because if not, it's going to look like United have spent 60 million on a player like the year left in his contract that never ever ended up fitting in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that will be obviously not a bitter pill to swallow.
Yeah, definitely.
We've had I don't know if you know, I don't know if you mentioned it, forgive me if I missed it, but Romano's done a Here We Go for De Ligt and
I saw we mentioned the Mazraoui one, but the
De Ligt,
sorry.
He's just done one for De Ligt 4 minutes ago, saying everything that Ornstein said basically.
Yeah.
So it seems like all the big guns are on the same page with that one, in case there was any doubts. And he's also said 5 minutes ago that Aaron Wan-Bissaka's medical is 100% booked on Sunday morning. So
obviously not featuring today, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, no surprise there. Hit like on the video, obviously. 20. Someone said 21 was coming. I just read it out. Obviously, De Ligt and Mazraoui. Here we go. Obviously, David Ornstein before that exclusively said that those deals were agreed. So hit like on that because it is a big day for United. This 2 new players, and I think we'll see with Mazraoui, but certainly De Ligt is going to be starting games, isn't he? No question about that. I think he's going to be.
I'm surprised you've not got him on a plane to Wembley as we speak. To be honest with you, I've seen you're having to shuffle your pack with Lisandro. I know he's not a left back, De Ligt, but we've had to shuffle it a bit, haven't we? We haven't got any defenders on the bench.
Can I look on the bright side for once?
Go on.
Lenny Yoro's injury, whilst obviously is terrible for him and for Manchester United.
Yeah, I think it is.
If I was tasked with looking at a bright side to that injury, it would be the following. He doesn't have to start the season and have all the pressure of being the new starting centre-back for Man United. And if we have a bad start, let's say we don't, we lose 3 of our first 10 games or whatever it is, and all of a sudden Yoro's getting absolutely slated. He can come in towards Christmas when, if we've had a bad start to the season, it's not his fault, and he can just be there as a bright spark that comes back into the squad. And if we have had a good start, it'll be a lot easier for him to slot into that team. Maybe this will help. Obviously, he's not going to hit the ground running, but he'll have a smoother entrance into Manchester United without all the pressure of being the new starting centre back.
Well, if you cast your mind back to the previous pre-season, an 18-year-old got injured then, and he came back into the team, and he's the greatest footballer probably in the world in Kobbie Mainoo.
My point exactly.
So, it stands to reason that Lenny Yoro will follow in his footsteps.
So
there you go. I think you're right.
There we go.
So if we're going to put Andre Onana is on the telly being interviewed. Scholesy on the overlap was quite harsh on him, wasn't he? He questioned him and said that he's made a few mistakes.
Yeah.
In pre-season, there was a couple of ones where you go, not great.
Yeah.
at Wembley last time he was out, I thought he did well other than the Doku goal, which he should have done better. I thought was poor. Where do you stand on Andre Onana?
I don't know. Bit weird. I like him.
Thanks for clearing that up.
I think he's good. Well, I have opinions, but they aren't massively either way, is what I mean.
Well, you're not allowed that.
No.
It's a binary industry we live in. He's either the greatest goalkeeper in the world ever, or he's the worst. Yeah. What's the matter with you?
I think he's got some very, very good traits.
Yeah.
And the ones, like his playing out from the back has been very good. His ability to take the ball under pressure, passing, etc. are all very good. His shot stopping at times is exceptional.
Yeah.
Sometimes he does that thing really well where he'll take a step or two in a direction before they've even had a shot.
Yeah.
So sometimes shots that for other keepers would look like outstanding fingertip saves, he'll almost catch him with his hip because he's so, you know what I mean? He goes so early that he'll take things very comfortably. But what happens with that is occasionally he goes so early that they just pass it into the other corner.
Yeah.
Or we saw, was it, I can't remember which game it was now, was it Palace or whoever it was at Old Trafford, where he's going down so early expecting one corner that they just lift the ball over him. And he looks like a dickhead.
That happened with Galatasaray, I think, as well.
Yeah, Galatasaray. It happened a couple of times last season.
I think so.
Because he's so predictive. He goes so early that sometimes it makes him look fantastic, and other times it makes him look literally amateurish. The problem with him is you can't keep having seasons like last season. So whilst there's a lot to like and there's a lot of promise and there's a player there who does a lot of things that De Gea couldn't do and a lot of other keepers can't do, if his career doesn't get any better, then he won't be a successful transfer. No. So I am slightly worried for him. The one in the FA Cup final was poor. You can't be getting beaten at your near post from a 25-yard shot. You just can't. That's bad goalkeeping. We saw it. Was it pre-season as well? There's another one, wasn't there, where he sort of flapped at it a little bit.
Was it the Liverpool game?
The Liverpool game, yeah.
I think.
Where he probably should have done better. So he does have that in his locker, and if it doesn't get out of his locker pretty quick, then there are going to be more question marks about him. So,
yeah,
you know, how much of it is confidence, how much of it is playing in a new side. But you can't just be someone that makes 6 or 7 big mistakes a season. You can't do that.
No, he kind of got into his better form, didn't he? Or got into his sort of rhythm towards the end of the season in the Premier League, especially. Obviously, well, you know, we could argue in the Premier League and the FA Cup, but in the Premier League, because in the Champions League he was a disaster. He was, and it was ironic because he'd been so good for him in the season before. Comes to United and does really well in the league eventually. In the Champions League, other than the Copenhagen game at Old Trafford where he saves the late penalty, I mean the Galatasaray game was as bad as a game as I've seen a goalkeeper have for Manchester United. He was just shocking. But I still rate him. I think he's a good keeper. I do agree with you. He has to step up this season. He has to be more consistent this season. He can't have another erratic season like he did to a certain degree last season because you know the manager's under a bit of pressure anyway. Yeah. And I think if his goalkeeper's leaking goals that he shouldn't be leaking, then it's just going to add to that. So yeah, I expect him to do better this season. I think he will come good. And I think he's got to be honest with you. Otherwise, it might be time for Bayern Deer or someone. Yeah.
Ronaldo, just on Onana, the kid McFly in the comments says, outside that goal, he was great that game. But how many times did we have to say that last season where, other than the big mistake which literally cost us a goal, he was brilliant? Do you know what I mean? Does he worry you at all?
That's a mad statement, you know. It's a mad comment because that doesn't... For a keeper, you can't say, other than the goal that he made us concede, he was great because... Goals are how you win on lose games.
Ericsson, I need to sort his head out. Well, I don't care if it's a community shield. Stop laughing and joking with Pep Guardiola. Are you Jurgen Klopp?
Needs to give him the Zlatan treatment, innit?
Exactly, yeah.
I saw that.
Oh, mate, I love that. Zlatan really hates him, doesn't it? Yeah, it was the most half-hearted hug ever. And you could see the venom. Zlatan was like, bro, don't be coming over here like you're my pal.
He was like looking up into the stands.
Yeah, and it was like the half sort of, you know, I don't really care. So, yeah, I'm not into all this loving.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ronnie.
But yeah, with Onana, you can't be like. It's the same when you're a centre half, but obviously even more so as a keeper. Being great for 85 minutes in a 0-0 and then making a bad mistake that ends up in us conceding a goal and losing a game 1-0. That's what you're going to be remembered for.
Do you know what the thing is as well, right?
Yeah.
I know they didn't. Yeah. Had City equalised, his United career's over.
Maybe.
No, maybe about it, bro.
You think?
Yeah. Had we lost that FA Cup final, he's done. You can't cost us a Champions League. I'm not saying we would have won it, but you can't get us knocked out and cost us an FA Cup final we were cruising in and survive. So it's fine margins, and he didn't, so it doesn't matter. But I remember thinking towards the end of that game, if we have another one now, we can see another one, mate. I'm going to launch a hate campaign against it. Yeah. But he didn't, so I love the guy. He's a likeable guy. He does some good things that David De Gea couldn't do in terms of commanding his area, in terms of he's good with his feet as well. He's a lot more confident with his feet than De Gea was. He just needs to sort out some of these this erraticness, like little things as well. Like you mentioned, he positions himself early sometimes the shot straight at him and he's saving him with his wrist, or he's punching it straight upwards, and he always seems to have this thing of he always seems to need to save it again, and he just needs to get rid of that side of his game, because I think he can do it, and if he just hones those things, then there's a goalkeeper there, because I do rate him. I don't think he's a good keeper. I just think he's a little bit all over the gaff at times, and he makes me a bit nervous. I think he'll benefit if Lisandro Martinez stays fit this season.
Yeah, definitely, because it's also worth remembering. And
look at his patheticness.
We have to say as well that he did face, I think it was the third most shots of any keeper last season, which for is remarkable, really, that we finished as high as we did in 8th. But also, if you're a goalkeeper for a top side, for Ederson, for example, it's more important that he's capable of making 100 passes per game than it is him having to save 16 shots a game. Do you know what I mean? So that side of his game gets exaggerated. Whereas with Onana, if one of his weaknesses is a shot stopping, which obviously you can't be terrible at shot stopping if you're a keeper, full stop, but if he's maybe not quite as good, then that was the side that was getting exaggerated playing for United last season, rather than his strong suit, which is ball at his feet, taking pressure off his teammates. If we can change the way we play to the point where his strengths get exaggerated and his weaknesses get sort of diminished, then we'll see a different keeper as well, and his confidence will grow, etc., etc. And we've got 3 minutes till kick-off. I need 2 things from you. Firstly, like the video, and secondly, give me your score prediction. Who's going to score, and what will the scorer be? Give me your score predictions for the game. I'm going to get into a couple of super chats while those score predictions are coming in, and I'm going to go through them in a second. George Holloway, who was more important for Man United, Ruud van Nistelrooy or Dwight Yorke? I think Van Nistelrooy won us more games, but Dwight Yorke was more important because of the treble. What do you think?
Yeah, Ruud's the better striker out of the two.
Yeah.
And it was great. We saw some footage then of him seeing Keno and one or two others as well. And it was just, Ruud van Nistelrooy he's an absolute legend. But if you had to choose, which one would have been the worst one not to sign, even though Ruud scored more goals, I'd probably say Dwight Yorke, because without him you don't win the treble.
Yeah.
And without Ruud you probably don't win that one title that he won, which, if you're going to do the maths.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely don't win the treble without Dwight Yorke.
No, he was the top scorer that season, wasn't he? He scored some big goals in important games as well.
15 assists as well.
Yeah, he was.
19 assists,
it was massive, because the pressure that was on him, and the way he left Villa and everything, and the way John Gregory was going on, and the price tag and all the rest of it. And he came in and obviously forged that partnership with Andy Cole that was just phenomenal. Ruud van Nistelrooy, in many ways, was a bit unlucky, because he came to Manchester United. I think was he United for like 4 years or 5 years, and he only got one title in a Fergie team, where he scored 90 goals or something. I can't remember the
amount. It was 150 goals.
Was it 150? Sorry, not 90 goals. 100. You're right. It's 150 goals in like 200 games or something.
250, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just stupid. And then he went to Real Madrid and somehow was at United and Real Madrid for 10 years and didn't win a Champions League during a time when those two clubs were pretty dominant. So
150 in 219.
I knew there was
incredible.
a 9 in there. Yeah.
Especially then as well, where this idea of a goal a game was almost unheard of, wasn't it?
This was pre that. This was pre that era, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, great to see him back at United, part of the coaching staff. I was very jealous because you, Macca, and everyone met him, didn't you?
Yeah.
I missed out on that because I was chatting to someone else.
Absolutely.
So yeah, hopefully he can bring some of that amazingness.
Yeah, we've got loads of score predictions, so let's get into some of them. Valentino Alexander says 3-0 United win. HHJYHGHU, sorry for not pronouncing that, I'll spell it out instead. It says 3-1. Miles says 3-2 United. Rashford revival starts today.
I fancy
Justin, what's your score prediction then if you fancy that?
I'll go 2-1, but I think Rashford can do bits today.
Yeah, I completely agree. Adam Kenny said the person who sang the national anthem looked like Joe but less pretty. Thank you, and also, how dare you. Ronaldo, score prediction, please.
I'm going 2-1 United.
Oh, I'm going to go 1-1 United.
That's what I went with 2-1.
1-1 United.
Penalties.
1-1 what? Who are you? The Americans.
What?
Remember that? When they drew with England and it was like, we win.
We win. No, but 1-1 United because we're going to win on penalties.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Ramon with a super chat says, Cobby, after the season he's had, crucial Euros player and now playing, sure not seen for most of the season, decides to come back for England and now nowhere to be seen for United. What the F? Do you know what I'd like? I'd like Ten Hag or Luke Shaw to explain what's going on there. That's what I'd like. I'm sure there's an explanation for this, but from the outside looking in, it does seem a bit odd that a bloke who played in the last game that you did is ready to go and you aren't.
Steve, people are misconstruing what Steve was saying, and I think he clarified it. I think he might have done a few tweets to clarify, but he clarified it on the Brewer Day. It's about fitness, about getting yourself fit and making sure you're fit for the start of the season. And it doesn't feel like Luke Shaw has done that, and there has to be some responsibility on him to do that as well. Because yes, he's had his break and he deserves a break because he played in that final, but why has he not sort of made sure he's match fit or he's fit enough to come back? It seems odd to me. However, I said this on the Brewer and I'll say it again today. I reserve judgment to the Fulham game. If he's not available for the Fulham game, I think it is a joke. I do. However, I don't think it's the end of the world him missing the Charity Shield or the Community Shield, especially if he's fit for Fulham. He has to be fit for the season opener for me, in the proper season opener. And if he's not, then I think that's pathetic. And I think it's pathetic from him, pathetic from Southgate, pathetic from Manchester United for allowing it to happen.
Unless it's a new injury. If he's got injured again, then that's different. But if it's literally just
a phone party in Ibiza, where's he got injured again when he was playing at the Euros final? He's fine. If he's got injured again, he's got injured on his holidays, hasn't he? Which opens up his own questions. So yeah, we'll see. Like I say, I'll reserve judgment. I just feel like with Luke Shaw, there's always this debate going on with him. There's a constant debate. He's been here for a decade.
Well, just on that debate, let me quickly nip in. Callum Flanagan with the super chat, thank you very much, says, you guys have been dropping the Shaw missed 50% of games stat way too much. Remember, a big chunk of his games came when his lower leg was literally snapped in half.
No, that's 50% of the games last 5 years, so it wasn't. His lower leg was snapped in half, as you're referring to then, 9 years ago. So that's got nothing to do with him missing 50% of the games. The 50% of the games he's missed stat is over the last 5 years. Over the last 5 years, he's missed half the games. That's why I keep referring to it, because it's a fact that has to be addressed. And again, this season, we're in a position now where if he's not fit next week, and it's a big if because he might be, but if he isn't, you're either going to have to play a 17-year-old or you're going to have to play a centre-back out position. So yeah, it is an issue. And I feel sorry for him for that injury he got against PSV. I remember it well. But that was 9 years ago. That was under Louis van Gaal.
And also, there's plenty of players, like Valencia broke his leg. I don't think of him as an injury-prone player. You know, there's lots of people have big, bad injuries.
I would never dig a player out who's got injured. If Luke Shaw had snapped his leg 3 years ago, I wouldn't be going on about him missing 50% of the games in the last 5 years. Yeah. But he didn't. It was like 2014 or something.
Yeah.
And also, 15.
All injuries are bad. All injuries are you can't play. Like, it's not obviously
all women are dirty.
But I appreciate there's a difference between someone breaking your leg and you being injury prone, of course. But for one reason or another, I know you said it's not including the leg break, but if you're missing loads of games, even if it's 6 leg breaks in a row, you're still not very effective for the club you're playing for. Like, it's still difficult, isn't it? And I think Luke Shaw's amazing, but every year you have to plan like a big contingency for when he's not there.
If he was a winger, for example, say he's a player, he misses a lot of games, but when he comes in, he's mint.
Yeah,
it's the fact he's a defender, left back, so you want him to be playing most of the games. Most successful teams, most title-winning teams, and that's where United want to be, have a settled back four. You have a back four that plays, at least 3/4 of the games together, and United don't. And it's not just him, but he's a part of that. Yeah. He's one of the reasons that doesn't happen. And if we are going to challenge for the title, then you need a settled back four. You need a full-back who plays at least 30-odd games a season in the Premier League. And other than, I think he's done that once in the last 3 or 4 years, is it?
Akash K says, very concerned Lucha is at left-back, harsh on Amas. I do think that Amas has got a future at United. I think he's very good in pre-season. But we saw in pre-season that there are sort of some weaknesses to his game that are typical of a young player. So I think he'll grow out of them, but he's very rash into a tackle. Sometimes his positional sense defensively leaves a little bit to be desired. And if anyone's going to exploit that, it's Man City. I understand. I would have had him on the bench unless there's an injury, but I understand why you might not want to start him, because you always say this. Not just one bad game. 20 bad minutes can be the end of a career for a 17-year-old. Like, you have to manage him properly.
We've seen it before, and Hamas looks like he's got a lot of confidence. He we spoke to him. He spoke to Steeden in pre-season, played very well. Good, sort of maturity levels to him. But if he had a stinker today, or he had a bad spell, or he was at fault for a couple of goals, then that could really set him back. I'm not saying that would happen, or it will happen if he'd have played, but I get the sort of the need to err on the side of caution, because let's not forget he's 17 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he's only a kid, and it's more a criticism of Manchester United that we're having to look towards a 17-year-old rather than anything detrimental to Harry Hamas, because he's been really good for us when he's played, and I think he's got a bright future. We need to handle him well. We can't just be throwing in kids into games against Manchester City.
No. So far, first few minutes, United held the ball for the first sort of 2 or 3 minutes, didn't they? And then City having a go now. No one's really done much with it either way yet. United looking quite sharp though, out of possession. I think we've won the ball from heavy City touches 2 or 3 times already, which is obviously big in when you're pressing and trying to win those second balls. But not too much to talk about in the first 5 minutes so far.
No, it's interesting now, just looking at Rashford out of possession, dropping back. He's got to help out Martinez today.
Yeah.
He's got to. Because Martinez, he's a fantastic defender, but he's not a left back. So you've got to make sure, Marcus, that you're doing your fair share of tracking back and stuff.
Yeah. Mason Mount, sorry, I thought you finished.
No, sorry. So far he has been, I know it's only the first 5 minutes, but that's what he's got to do throughout the next 85.
Yeah. Mason Mount, very high up so far. The highest up of the midfielders. I mean, him and Bruno have just switched a little bit there, but first few minutes, Mason Mount really pushing that City back line, which that's one underrated part of his game, I think, that we didn't speak about before. His pressing ability, off the ball. He's a very hard-working player, isn't he, Mason Mount? He's had good energy in pre-season. Not always amounted to goals and assists so far, but I like out of possession. I think he covers ground well, and he's very tenacious, which is something that in a pressing system, United are going to need. So
yeah.
We'll keep an eye on where he's sort of putting himself positionally. But so far,
it does look like Bruno is the false nine, doesn't it?
Yes.
Is it straight to penalties then if this is a draw?
I think so. Yeah.
I presume there's not extra time for this, unless I'm wrong.
That's a shit ball. That.
Yeah, it was, and now City, and that's a poor ball from City as well.
There you go. Back to back bad balls there. Dallo and was it Rico Lewis with the bad ball?
It was.
James Stewart says De Ligt for the same price as finished Varane is crazy.
Finished.
He was 28.
He's no Finnish. He's Scottish. He's no Scottish. He's Finnish.
Doc Rock.
No, what was it?
I don't know.
You know what is it? He's finished. He's Finnish. What is? He's no Finnish. He's what is he? 38 or whatever. 32.
I don't know what this is from.
You know what I'm on about? What? He's no Finnish, he's Scottish, that's it.
Is this like a Mike Bassett England manager type
No,
situation?
it's a radio phone in. Get involved in the chat in the comments and correct me from what I'm trying to say.
Ooh,
City here,
no,
going through now, Johnny Evans there. Here's Kobe
Chance
Mainu.
for a counter-attack here.
Go on, Kobe. I've missed him.
Yeah, me too. That posture.
Yeah,
you can just tell it's him.
Bruno there. Oh, he's... Oh! Could see what Bruno Fernandes was trying to do there.
Harry
Maguire with a big punt up there. Go on, Marcus.
Torch.
Oh, Marcus!
Let himself down. Doc Rock says... Doc Rock.
Oh, right, sorry. I thought you said something else.
Says, count number 7 backwards to CR7. You will see that this shirt is cursed for us. We need to leave it empty for 2 years and let the curse fade.
I agree.
Yeah,
I say it. I've said this loads of times. I think the number 7 shirt United's done as a thing.
Yeah.
Look, like he's
what
nailed
was the
it.
run? It was Robson to Ronaldo, wasn't it? That was the run.
Kind right. Yeah, sort of. Yeah, it was like Robson, Cantona, Beckham, and then Ronnie, and then people were going like pointing out that Best used to wear it as well. Even though Best sometimes wore 11, I think he wore 11.
They changed around it.
Yeah, as much as he wore 7. But it's like, all right, fair enough. He did wear 7 a lot. So yeah, it's iconic. Okay, sound. But since then, you've had Michael Owen wearing it, which is a disgrace. Alexis Sanchez has wore it. Valencia's wore it.
Gave it back.
Mason Mount's wore it and so far hasn't done anything with it.
Did Memphis have it?
Yeah, Memphis Depay had it.
Yeah.
Cavani had it. I mean, he was okay. But, is it still a thing? Corner there from City. Is that Is it another corner to them?
It becomes a thing again when someone wears it and is great.
Yeah, and also...
Then we add him to the list.
Yeah, it's not like you can wear it and just do okay. Like, if Mason Mount scores 4 goals this season, you don't go, oh, well, he's the number 7 shirts back. Those players we mentioned are some of the greatest players that have ever played football.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely. So, for it to be a thing again, you've got to excel with it. You know, Ronaldo scored 42 goals in a season and won the Champions League and the Ballon d'Or wearing it.
Yeah.
Eric Cantona was Eric Cantona.
It's not a foul. It's not a foul.
That's soft!
Big season for Ahmad, this, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like him. It's not a foul. Yeah, sort of arm over the shoulder, maybe. Close, though.
It's very soft to me, that.
I think when they designed Wembley,
Yeah.
or where they put the cameras in Wembley, they made a mistake in putting the execs, like, sponsory type box area
Yeah.
across from the cameras. Because whenever I'm watching a game at Wembley, the scene you see more often than not is a half-empty section where all the execs and the sponsors and the giveaway tickets are.
That's where I was for the final.
Exactly. Right. Which makes it look like every game at Wembley is half-empty. I don't know how full this is, but even the FA Cup final, watching the highlights, and there's loads of empty spaces when that's not the case.
Yeah.
They've put the camera on the worst-looking bit at Wembley. I think it was stupid, that.
Yeah.
Not that you should design it with the telly in mind, but
No,
you can think
get
of
your
more
point.
than one thing at once.
I forgot
can't
about
you?
that, to be honest with you.
I always think that when I watch games at Wembley. I think, how is this game not full? And then it's a sellout.
This is
Put
the
it in
first
full.
game at Wembley United I've been at for a while that I've not been to.
Yeah.
Because I think I was at the 2 finals we played against City, the Carabao, the semi-finals as well. Went to both of them. So yeah, I've not noticed that before. Ruud van Nistelrooy in the dugout. There's David Gill as well.
Nice. So he's got United badge kit.
Yeah, and he's
on.
still on the board or something, and
Is
he's
it?
still involved. Help him out!
He's going to have to go out here, isn't he?
Bloody hell! I mean, giving a corner away is probably the last thing he wanted to do, but what other options did he have? He had no one with him. Yeah. Johnny Evans was in all sorts of trouble because he was just under pressure from City, and we've conceded a corner. But there was no options for him, to be honest with you. I don't think that's a particularly good ball.
No.
And that header's not done anyone any favours. City almost back at the halfway line now.
We were talking before, weren't we, about what we think City will do this season.
It's too easy, that.
Oh, that's good there from there. Well done.
Give it! For God's sake, man. You had
Casemiro
Casemiro there, he
just
did
taken
the
way
hard
too
bit,
long.
and all he's got to do is give it, and he kept hold of it and lost it.
You don't see City doing a 100-point, 96-point.
No, me and you was
99-point
chatting
season.
earlier, and I still think City will win the league, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I think they'll win it with the sort of points that we came second with under Jose.
Yeah.
That kind of tally. It's a deep cross, it's far too deep, and it's out for a Manchester United goal kick. Yeah, I'm not of the opinion that Arsenal win the league this season. I don't. I think a lot of people are saying that because they think City aren't going to do 5 in a row. Arsenal, it's their time. Obviously, they've had back-to-back second-place finishes, done well. Now it's time for them to kick on. I just think City will do it again, unfortunately. That's piss poor, I'm sorry.
Unless City sign 2 or 3 players between now and the end of the window, I think they've got worse. And I think they've got worse. I think they got worse the season before last as well. I think they're still probably good enough to win the league. But since they signed Haaland, I don't think they've improved their starting 11. And eventually that's going to show in a points tally. I think they'll probably still win the league because I find it difficult to believe that Arsenal are going to maintain their incredibly high standards for 3 years in a row, having not won anything. Because mentally, that's really difficult to do.
No, I agree with you. And I think that Arsenal might even have a little bit of a drop off themselves. A lot of it might depend on injuries and stuff like that. If Arsenal can keep everyone fit, if Haaland goes through a dry spell, then who knows? But I just feel that City's like the obvious answer in it. Who's going to win the league, City?
Yeah. But I think
there's a bit of a tangle there with Haaland and Harry Maguire. And I'm not quite sure what happened. Harry Maguire's on the floor holding his face. I just have to see this a little bit more clearly. So I think
he just runs into. It's almost like he don't know Maguire's there.
No, I don't think there's anything malicious in it.
No, but he runs in.
I think
head into Maguire's face there.
Yeah.
he's looking at the ball, running over his shoulder, and turns and headbutts Maguire. I think it was an accident.
Yeah, I
but
don't think there was anything in it. To be honest with you.
Well, Maguire's limping like it wasn't the face. And his leg.
So I think he's saying you stood on me. Yeah, you hit me leg out to me. They're all laughing. It's all fun and games.
It's all fun and games.
Funs and games, which disgusts me. Don't care if it's a community shield. They're the enemy. What are people saying in the chat and the comments? Have you got any super chats there? Or have you read all them out?
Absolutely. No, Fergal McClement says, can't believe we're playing with 4 centre-backs with Casemiro having to play in midfield.
Isn't that the new thing, though, right? That you play with 4 centre-backs?
Yeah.
That's like the new, the thing you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have full-backs anymore. You have just loads of centre-backs.
Also, we aren't playing with 4 centre-backs. We're playing with 3.
Delo's not a centre-back, is there?
No. Yeah. Unless he means Casemiro as a centre-back, but I don't think so. Ryan Watson, thank you for joining the academy. Ramon says, Cobby after the season he's had... oh no, we've said that one already, sorry. Matty H, welcome to the academy, and Adam MP, welcome to the academy as well. United not really been able to hold on to the ball.
We've not got going, have we? Let's have it right.
Yeah.
We've been pretty much in our own half for the entire game so far. It's been a bit lacklustre. City haven't done anything too exciting, but they've had a lot more of the ball, certainly a lot more of the ball in our half. It's not been the start that we had last time we played them. I think the start we had last time, you were like, okay, we're up for this.
Yeah.
So far, I know it's a completely different game and almost completely different teams, but it's been a little bit meh. Kobe Mainoo on the ball. It's going to be a tough season for him. Not a tough season, but it's going to be an interesting season for him because the expectation now is huge.
Yeah.
You know, last season he came into it halfway through the season after that injury against Real Madrid and was just amazing. You know, I remember him coming in at was it his full debut at Goodison, where he was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then from then on, he just carried on and sort of never looked back. But I think now all eyes are on him.
Yeah.
Where it's like people expect a lot from him. People are going to be, you know, taking him more seriously, but more wary of him as well.
They'll expect him to step up a notch as well, which is really hard when he was playing so well last season.
Yeah,
it'll be to go up a notch from there.
Interesting to see what happens. I mean, I have every faith that it'll be amazing because he's just that good a player.
Yeah.
But it is going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, and he's not had much of it. Well, he's had no pre-season either, has he? Let's be honest.
No.
He had a week of pre-season.
You've got to look after him a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Because there's 1 or 2 games where he does look a little bit leggy.
Yeah.
I think you can see it cut of him a little bit in certain games. Where I think the Spurs game at Old Trafford is one that springs to mind. You can just see he looks a bit goosed. So yeah, just got to make sure if he is, you know, does need a rest, he gets one.
Ooh,
was that Doku megging Delo?
Yeah. I don't think megged him, but he's knocked it past him one way or another.
Oh,
and he's gone past Maguire, chipped it inside. Too long for everyone, luckily. But just absolutely skinned him there.
Bring back Aaron Wan-Bissaka, that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, too easy that. Bit of a warning sign that for Dalot and Maguire. You just can't step in with him at all, can you, Doku?
No.
Got him again, one-on-one here. Doku cuts back inside.
Yeah, he's got to help him out there.
Honestly, I get so bored watching City play. It's just boring.
It is boring.
It's like playing against the computer at chess. Yes, it's a very high standard, but there's no like flair or humanity to it. It's just robotic, boring quality in it. Stainless steel, precision cut, laser cut, 3D printed bollocks.
Yeah, it is.
Look at this, it's amazing. Yeah, but a computer printed it.
Yeah,
Shite. I'd much rather look at a spider's web than a 3D printed
It is a Megs there.
gun.
Megsies, come on, Delo. Don't let him have that.
Boring.
Yeah, and I agree. City are shit to watch. They're boring and they cheat.
Other than that, they're great.
Basically, that's my summation of it all. Oh, fucking hell. This game's been shit.
Yeah, we're struggling to play out, aren't they? Warden Mains says, has the match started? Technically, yes, but to watch.
The match has started, but United haven't. Yeah. It's just been all City, although they've not done.
They've not really started.
I don't think they've tested Andre Onana.
No.
They've had more possession. They've, Doku's looked lively, but United haven't really got going.
No. It's so tight here. We're trying to play the tightest little pass and go here. Bloody hell. Come on, lads. I'm going for that long ball over the top, but there's no one there for it.
It's shocking that. He's nowhere near him there. He's never going to get to that. You know, Andre Onana hitting it long, but Bruno had no chance with that one.
No.
It's gone back to Edison. Is it Edison in that for them today?
You're just going to slow it down like it needed slowing down.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's talk of him going, wasn't there, at one point, but I don't think that's happened. Well, I know it's not happened because he's still there, but I don't think that's looking likely now.
Him and De Bruyne wasn't it linked with moves to Saudi Arabia, but it looks like he sort of came out and said De Bruyne is not going anywhere, didn't he?
Yeah.
And I don't think he quite said the same for Edison. So
the thing is with City, right? I've sort of had my fingers burnt before, where sort of players like De Bruyne or whatever, you link and you think, oh, that could be it now. They'll struggle to replace him, whatever. I remember when it happened with Torre and Silva and Aguero, and they do replace him, unfortunately. Company, like they've got a system there that works. I think the only way it might be different is if, and it's a massive if, and it's not what I'm expecting, there was some sort of repercussions from these 115 charges. What's going on here? Why is he running through the entire team? And what was Onana doing there? Who was that who ran through our team then? Rico Lewis. Jesus Christ.
Everyone just letting him go.
Right.
Gets the ball.
He gets the ball, what, about 40 yards out? He's just running. No one even putting a foot in, to be fair. And then his cross is sort of cut. Well, Mainu gets a foot on his cross, but...
Ooh, that's a foul. No. No.
How's that not a foul? Bloody hell. Seen it all now. It's a weird game, isn't it, the old Community Shield? Because is it a game where you can start booting people?
Probably
or you
not.
might be nicer to one another because it's the Community Shield.
Cutting inside, should have.
This is too easy, this.
Should have done better there. City player. Is it Bob?
Yeah, Oscar Bob. Yeah, that's the real quiz as well.
Ronaldo said it's a shit name.
Yeah.
It isn't a great name, is it?
Oscar Bob.
No.
Nah, it's shit.
Yeah. It sounds like, do you know one of those like musical, what is it, like a composer who's just gone under the radar and won like 27 Oscars?
Oscar Bob.
Yeah, and they just call him Oscar Bob because he's got like Bob Samson,
the
American composer who's won more Oscars than anyone else, and you've never heard of him. That's who he is.
Yeah, he's that guy, innit?
We're playing this long ball thing, and that's the first time one of our players has even got on the end of it.
Fucking hell, we've been shy, you know.
Himself.
Seriously. Not got going at all, and I know it's a bit of a makeshift team, but even so, we've got to be better than this. Come on, man.
Yeah, we've not looked dangerous.
It's like we're waiting for them to score.
We've not shown any sign of how we're going to hurt them, have we?
No.
Not once have we sort of broke on them. We've not got over the halfway line with any pace.
No.
Not got a cross in the box, not had a shot. It's just sort of, we get it here, we pass it around a little bit in our third, then we either get tackled or boot it long and lose it.
And at the minute, it's Johnny Evans who's left back.
Bloody hell.
Hey. I don't know. I think that's surely temporary. Yeah, there you go.
He's still there for now. Johnny Evans playing central midfield.
No, Lisandro.
Best to give the ball away there, but wins it back. Come on, lads, get it down. Hold on. Okay.
Oh, Martinez with the poor ball. And they've they've hit the post, City. Thought he scored then. What's that? That's a bad ball as well.
Bad ball.
Was that Casemiro?
I don't know.
Christ alive.
All over the place here. Giving the ball away. Can't pass it for shit. Dave Taylor says, sorry if you've already mentioned this, but what do you think of the new makeover of the Players' Tunnel at Old Trafford? Great show as always. What do you make of it? Do you care?
Yeah, it's about bloody time, innit? Yeah. It looked like the entrance to a warehouse for the last 50 years.
All stuff hanging up on the walls like it's someone's shed.
I'm just off for my shift to move some pallets around.
Yeah, it's a bit quick fit, wasn't it, before?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad they've done that. You know, little things. Is
Dallo caught out again there.
Doku again.
Well done,
Get up,
Harry
you knob.
Maguire. Dallo just stepped up just as Doku did a little false run and went in behind him. Just got it wrong there, Dallo. It's his first game in it back, in it, so he's might be a bit off it, but too easy. See, this was shit from the start because that Onana's pass to him was all over the place.
Yeah, bad pass from Onana,
Martinez's
bad pass
was
from
dreadful.
Martinez, and the kid's hit the post.
Just gets across him, Johnny Evans. Doesn't get a touch on it, but forces him slightly wider, doesn't he? It's good defending from Evans, but, I mean, one bit of decent defending after 2 or 3 shambolic
Been a
bits.
difficult 20 minutes, 25 minutes for Manchester United. We need to get a grip. Because it's just been, all of it has been in this final third.
Yeah. Either we've got the ball in our own third, or they've got it in our third.
Yeah.
We've not got the ball in their half at all, have we?
No.
We're trying to play out from the back, but what's the next step here? Keeper, defenders, pump it long, lose it. That's literally been the formula all half, and it's just happened again there.
Do you know what? Why don't players do that and then look at the players as it's their fault? Dave Brailsford looks like he's losing the will to live there. It might be his poker face.
At least he's got his little jumper on.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Keeping him warm. A nice little cashmere piece.
Yeah, he has.
I'd like to see you dressed like that a bit more often.
Cashmere, shirt, tie, cashmere blazer.
Cashmere sweater.
I haven't got a. I'm not thinking about it. Can I just wear a jumper?
No.
Right. Okay. Right. So it's blazer, shirt,
So we need
tie,
to get you a little
and
John
cashmere.
Smedley cashmere jumper.
All
don't
right.
we?
I'll wear it for deadline day.
Okay. I like that.
Sound.
That's a good ball, and it's not actually.
Oh.
Still alive. Right, come on now. There must be some space out
Right,
there.
go on, Marcus. Run at him.
No. Rashford doing his FA Cup final switcheroony there. That's a good run off the ball, that. We're not going to get there, though, because...
Hey, up. We're in danger of almost going in their box then, but don't worry.
Good touch.
Go on,
Johnny
Johnny.
Evans
Go on,
bringing
Johnny.
the ball out of the sky there. That was a good touch, that. Come on, find a pass. Actually pushed up to the halfway line here, United. Not sure I like it. Mainu just looking at what's on. Evans, who's played about 4 different positions so far.
Yeah,
Johnny.
he's
Looks like
right
he's
back
right
now.
centre back now. Right back, yeah. That's a good ball. Good run as well from Casemiro. Now what? Casemiro almost fell over. Actually got the ball in City's half. Don't tell anyone. Yeah, that's better. Unlucky. Wasn't that bad.
Hey, up. Oh, no.
They love going back to the keeper, don't they, City?
Yeah.
Just reset and slow it back down again.
And it's
That's
gone
a
out.
shit ball though from Edison.
Yeah,
Come on,
under
lads.
pressure. He's feeling it. He's cracked. Go on, United.
Edison's
There
lost
for the
his head.
taking.
Ruud van Nistelrooy there. Looking great, let's be honest.
Yeah, those glasses suit him.
Yeah. Well done, Casemiro. Go on, Ahmad. Nah, that's a shit pass, that. Well done, Cobby. No, not.
Oh,
Poor ball from Mainu there.
go on, foul him. Don't worry about
Yeah,
that.
well done. Well done.
Yeah, he
foul
fell
there.
over.
Yeah, he did. He left the ball behind, didn't he? And then when he tried to go back for it, Bruno was in the way. See, this is the problem, innit? Left back situation, no overlap option whatsoever, is there? Martinez, not that you'd expect him to, but is not offering anything as an attacker.
It's Diallo. Diallo going on a little run.
Oh! Good at that.
Well
from
done,
Ahmad. The shot
See what
wasn't
I mean?
great, but actually looking dangerous,
Yeah.
trying to do something. I like
Let's
that.
have a look here now. Just picks up the ball. Running at the defender. Gets into the box. Nice bit of
He does
skill.
really well.
And then, yeah, his shot's well wide by the end, but
But yeah, good little effort. Looking dangerous. That's what I mean.
United's
Actually,
first shot of any description,
yeah,
I think.
looking, there's a way there where we could be dangerous.
Yeah.
Ahmad's shown that, so that's good. That was Kevin Keegan next to Pep for a second there. At first glance, I thought, is that Kevin Keegan?
Hey, I'm in a bit of a old managers reunion or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, get him in, get Keegan in.
Good defending there. Johnny Evans just putting the pressure on Haaland.
Right, it's Martinez.
Then if Haaland played for United in the last 2 years, I reckon he would have got 25 goals in all seasons. Like, honestly, he does fuck all unless you give it him, does he? He does nothing unless you give him the ball in the right areas. Like, and we don't give players the ball in the areas that he's good in.
Yeah,
he would have scored like 28 goals in 2 years.
I think he'd have been just absolutely a broken man having to watch Garnacho and Antony and Rashford just not passing to him at all, just shooting constantly.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
He still would have scored goals because he's a goal scorer, and Bruno would have provided him with some ammunition. But I get your point. He wouldn't have done what he's done at City.
The amount of chances he's had at City, like he outscores his XG, but not by that much.
No,
he's getting fucking 40 XG a season, which is literally unheard of. Wow. United don't have that in all competitions, and one bloke's getting it at City.
I was chatting to Steve McInerney from the Steve Company podcast the other day, and in the Community Shield a couple of years ago, I don't even remember, Haaland missed a couple of chances, and I think Nunes score? Yeah, and then there was a lot of like talk of Haaland will struggle in the Premier League, and he's not this, that, and the other, and I think McInerney got 500 to 1 on Haaland to score 40 Premier League goals, so he stuck a tenner on it. And then he was telling me that like he got offered like 1,500 quid cash out at one point, and I think going in with 10 games left to go, Haaland was on 34 goals, and then I think he stopped scoring. Oh, we're in! Oh no! Why did you shoot? Diallo was through then, and he tried to square it, but there was no one there. Why didn't you shoot? Oh my God!
He either needs to shoot or just play a better pass, because Mount was there.
Fucking hell, that was a good move, that as well.
We
were in.
Really good again. Ahmad and Casemiro linking up there. It's all down the right hand side for United, isn't it? Nothing happening at all on the left. Ahmad cuts inside, lays it off to Casemiro. Casemiro goes back to him with a brilliant pass, and then he's sort of edge of the 6-yard box. Do I shoot far corner? He tries to square it to Mount, who maybe caught on his heels a little bit. Wasn't expecting it, but the pass just wasn't good enough, and it goes past him and out for, well, I don't think it went out, but the chance got squandered, didn't it? That was a brilliant chance. Best chance of the game for either team, that. Brilliant position.
It was a really good opportunity.
That's good, though. That's what Ahmad's good at, isn't it?
Yeah.
Intricate stuff in and around the box. I don't think Rashford and Garnacho have got that in their game particularly.
No.
Those really tight, small, little petite touches. Ahmad's very good. That was really good play there. Promising stuff there from United. Although slightly frustrating, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a bit frustrating that, because that was a really good opportunity.
Yeah.
I think he's got to be a bit more selfish there, Diallo.
Yeah, me too.
At least, test that keeper.
Let's see that again. I think there's a free kick here for City. We'll see that again now.
Like a soft one as well.
So it's Ahmad coming in. Good overlap from Bruno again, dragging the player out of the way. It's a brilliant ball from. You know what? It's just about passing.
Passing it. Yeah. It's probably the right idea, to be fair.
Because Mount is making the run. I thought he was on his heels, but he's not. It's just a poor ball from Ahmad.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, if he just plays it back another couple of feet, it's a goal.
It's a shame that, because I think Mount could have done with that.
Yeah, me too.
I know it's only a friendly, but a goal in the Community Shield against City could get him going a bit.
Yeah, but very good play there from United. Last sort of 6 or 7 minutes, we've stepped it up a notch, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. Looks a little bit better, because that first 20 minutes was poor.
Yeah, just winning the ball back in City's half again there, United. Looking better here. Down the left-hand side this time. Casemiro come
on,
part
Marcus.
of it again. Bruno has hit one.
I hope.
Oh, cool. Diaz there, just playing the game a little bit, I think.
Yeah,
Blocked the shot with his head and immediately hands up. I've got a head injury. I'm going to go down. Stop the game in it.
If he'd have spilled that properly, Edison, Mount should have definitely 100% put that in the back of that. He can fuck off with this. He's got a head injury thing.
Yeah, he's fine. Isn't it? I thought if someone had a head injury, you've got to bring a doctor on. Or we're just stopping the game because he fancied it because he's headed the ball.
I know. Absolutely nothing. I hate the fucking Pep Guardiola does my head in, you know.
Why? Because he's got a little T-shirt on.
Why is he? What's he dressing like that for?
Because he's a young lad.
He's dressing like a custody dad picking his kids up. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to dress like, you know, I'm a bit cool and that, and it's, you know what I mean? Show her I'm not missing her as well. Fuck off. It just reminds me it reminds me of how good he is, and it reminds me of the way everyone loves how good he is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm just bitter about it.
That's fine. Diaz, absolutely fine. Didn't need any medical attention whatsoever, even though the game got stopped for a head injury. That is the rules, isn't it? Surely, I'm sure if you have a head injury, someone's got to come on and look at you.
Yeah, but I think it was one of those where it wasn't really a head injury. He just headed the ball and it hurt him a bit. It wasn't like a proper one.
Who's drawing that line?
Well, I think because he went and then he was like, "Oh, I'm all right." It was just like you were saying, playing the game of, "I'll just make sure we don't give the ball away" or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seemed like an absolute nothingness.
Well, it was. That's what I'm saying. It was nothing. But if he's saying it's a head injury and we have to stop, then surely they have to check that, because otherwise he could be concussed and not know how hurt he is.
Yeah, maybe.
It's just.
Yeah, United could be in it.
Gamesmanship from.
There's Diallo running with the ball.
Looking good. Dallo inside. Back to Bruno, who's a little bit deeper.
Go on, Marcus! Oh, it's poor.
Poor finish.
Well,
you know
wide.
what, though? Really good play again from United. On that right-hand side, Casemiro, Bruno, Ahmad in particular, just finding each other very nicely at the minute. Good, strong, promising signs there, and a good ball from Casemiro. Honestly, in their third, Casemiro's been fantastic last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Not commenting on his game as a whole, but just in his build-up play and his positioning. He's linking each side of the pitch together. He's taking the ball up the pitch. That ball into Ahmad a few minutes ago was excellent. Should have been a better finish there from Rashford, because that's what he's good at. Coming onto the ball and striking quickly.
That should be bread and butter for him.
Good play though there.
Should at least hit the target there, coming on his right foot. And it was well wide in the end, but Lee Carsley, that's mad that Lee Carsley's the England manager.
Yeah.
I know he's only interim, but still.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on?
Do you remember him as a player?
Vaguely. Not very well. I just remember he was a player. Was he at Sheffield Wednesday?
I don't really know.
Remember. I want to say Blackburn or Sheffield Wednesday or someone like that. That's what I'm thinking. But he could be
Everton. Everton's where I remember him playing.
Right, there you go. I got it completely wrong.
Birmingham, Coventry, Blackburn, you said?
Oh, yeah, Blackburn.
Yeah, and Derby. But yeah, I remember him at Everton.
All right.
Ooh,
Too much on that from Bruno.
Yeah.
United been a bit better lately.
Yeah, they have much better.
Yeah.
Last 15 minutes probably. 15, 25.
Like you're saying there, Casemiro in the final third's been all right, but defensively, he's still a bit like ropey.
Yeah.
And we don't need an attacking midfielder. We don't need that from him. I mean, not saying he shouldn't be doing that. I'm just mean.
Yeah. He's getting marked more heavily on his defensive stuff.
Yeah, that's what we're crying out for. That's what we need.
Yeah.
What are the comments saying?
Dave Taylor says, sorry. Oh no, we've already mentioned that one about the tunnel. Buffy whatever says, great quick stuff, not bad. Ollie Barton says, Casemiro looking up for it. Zevro Man says, how's Martinez on at left back, guys? As in, how's he doing? He's been okay. He's not been involved much, to be honest. A lot of United's attacking play has been down the right hand side, and he's not really been pushing up high as he's getting involved. So he's almost been playing as kind of pushing across like we see with Ten Hag. When we're playing up the right hand side, the left back comes in as a centre back, which probably is part of the plan, isn't it? Daniel Leaper, here we go. That is so awful. It's League Two stuff. Rashford is finished. He'll have another non-existent season and be sold. I can't tell if that's a joke, to be honest, because he's hit one bad shot. He's
not a joke,
finished.
Is it? People hate Rashford.
I don't know, because
people proper hate him.
He's not a real person, so he might be messing about. Probably
People
not,
proper hate on him, man. Like hate him. It's kind of mad, because like even if you don't think he's good enough or whatever, still a player that's come through the academy, scored a lot of goals for Manchester United and helps us win some trophies, but people hate on Marcus Rashford.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's probably least popular player, which all things
To be
considered.
fair though, he's not the only one
he's
having a go
nuts.
at him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like
Rashford is honestly not that guy. Garnacho starts every day of the week for me when he's back. That's from Matt. People. Jay and Joe's adopted son Benjamin. I shoot better with my left foot. That's not good enough. I'm sorry, Rashford. You're better than this. At least he thinks he's better than this.
That's fair enough. Like, you know, but this is what I've said it before, and people say, "Oh, you never criticise Marcus Rashford," which is bollocks. We criticise Marcus Rashford quite a lot. Just because I rate him, I don't want him to be sold, doesn't mean I've not criticised him. And I think that he has to do well this season. He has to have a good start to the season.
Yep.
Because if he doesn't, I think he'll lose his place to Alejandro Garnacho. I really do.
Yeah, me too.
I know Garnacho can play on the right, but he can also play on the left, and you can put Diallo on the right like he's played today. Plus, you've got Xerxes as well, and you've got Højlund when he comes back. So there's options there. So I think if Rashford's having a bit of a poor start to the season, then the manager might just be like, you know what, I'm not waiting for you because you've had a bad season, the last one, and I can't afford it. The pressure's on Erik ten Hag.
City played him behind a little bit, but slowed down there by Casemiro.
Oh, you got lucky there.
Yeah,
well done, Harry Maguire.
Yeah, he needs to push up now. United decent play there from City, but Maguire handled it quite well. People giving Rashford Ahmad a lot of praise. Sorry.
Yeah.
Randopedia says Ahmad looks very good. Wavy says his acceleration is crazy. I don't think he's a top speed kind of guy. I think if you raced him over 100 metres, I think a bigger, stronger person would win. But
Yeah.
I think first 10, he's
Yeah.
got that speed, hasn't he, Ahmad? Yeah, it's a good turn there. Read well there by Maguire. I hate the font on City's kit. I know it's a small thing, but just be professional. Why does everything have to be?
Just hate everything about Manchester
handwritten
City.
and
I hate the kit. I hate the font on the kit. I hate the fans. I hate the players. I hate the manager. I hate the ground.
Yeah.
I hate the charges. I hate everything.
That font is annoying though, isn't it?
City's kit's a shit anyway. I hate the whole Hacienda thing that they try and do. What's
Yeah.
that about?
They're obsessed with that.
Shut up. Oh, here we go. Let's have some more performative fucking nonsense from Pep Guardiola.
This is the real manager here, look. With
Do you
his
know what I
suit
mean?
on. No one watching him. That's
Yeah.
my manager. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Not one of them is paying attention to Ten
Meanwhile,
Hag.
Pep's like this.
Whereas Pep's got everyone looking at him like he's some
look
sort
at
of
me.
big shot.
Here's what I'm telling you. Look at
Real
all this.
players ignore their manager.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Also, the steps at Wembley are too wide. No, it could be half the width of that. No need for it.
Yeah, that's
No
true.
point, is there? Why are they so wide for?
Yeah.
You could have another 10,000 seats in that stadium.
You
Embarrassing.
could. You'd sell it out when United are playing as well.
Yeah. Sickening.
Does Harry Kane win a trophy this season?
Yes.
What trophy?
German Cuppy. No, I think they win the league this year.
I think they will.
There's no way.
Ronnie,
they refuse to do
Bayern
it.
Munich going to win the league in the Bundesliga, obviously.
Probably not because of Harry Kane.
He says probably not because they got Harry Kane.
Harry Kane is cursed, isn't
It's
he?
that reverse psychology piece.
How would you go to Bayern Munich and not win anything? Didn't even win the Charity Shield, did he?
No.
Or their version of it?
Yeah, he is. And get in the comments, actually, because I was
Oh.
saying this the other day, and I would like people to give me some alternatives. I think Harry Kane is the best footballer ever to not win a trophy.
Man, that's the least controversial thing you've ever said.
Is there any? Well, like what? I
Like,
didn't say. I
like-
didn't say it was controversial, did I, dickhead?
The way you built it up, I
When
thought
did
you
I
was going to
say?
say
When did
something
I say it was
really-
controversial?
But the way you worded it, the way you said it, I was
Oh.
expecting something like,
right.
"Rah, I can't believe Joel said that."
Oh,
I
interesting.
agree, yeah, but who else is there?
Well, that's what I'm asking for people in the comments to let us know, aren't I? There might be someone from the 50s called like Zunter Garlo.
Did Harry
who
Gregg ever win a
scored
trophy?
600 goals and
I
never,
think
never
Harry Gregg
played a
never
game?
won. I think Harry Gregg never won anything, but I wouldn't say he's better than Harry
Well, there you
Kane.
go,
Even though
then.
he's, I think he is. Like, there's not many. There's no. He's got to be. Oh, I thought they scored then. Fucking
Yeah, I
hell.
did.
Bore off.
Letitia? Not as good as Harry Kane, is he? Let's be honest. He just isn't.
Maybe.
You think he's as good as Harry Kane?
No, different types of players. Letitia did bits at Southampton. I know he's an absolute knobhead now,
Yeah.
but he was an unreal footballer at Southampton. But he spent his entire career at Southampton, so it's not
Yeah.
like he was expecting to win anything. Harry Kane's obviously been at Spurs for ages when they were knocking on doors, and then gone to Bayern Munich, and also been part of an England side that got to 2 finals.
Someone said Ballack. He's won plenty.
Ballack won trophies.
Yeah, he won the Premier League. He won the Premier League. What's that? Yeah. Yeah, there is no.
There's no
There's
obvious.
no one even close.
Do you know what I
It's
mean?
by far him, innit? Yeah. This is from 64 Ahmed. He says, if Bayern go through another trophy this season, they will absolutely sack Kane. Their board members are crazy like that.
They'll sack Kane.
They'll
They'll
sack
sack
him.
the striker.
Sack the striker who's got
This is the thing.
50 goals.
Yeah, he could end up trophyless and score another fucking 40 odd goals, or whatever.
Yeah.
And also, they're not going to sack him. If you sack someone, you're not going to be able to sell him or get anything for him. So that's not the thing, is it? We're going to sack our striker after he scored loads of goals. No, I think you're right. I think it's obvious in it. He's the best player to not win a trophy.
Yeah.
And time's ticking. Although I think he's still got a few years. He will eventually win something at Bayern Munich if he stays there. Surely. Bayern Munich don't go like 3 or 4 years without winning a trophy.
I don't think that's ever happened in their history.
I don't think it has. No, I think they've like their mini drought or whatever was like when Klopp won back-to-back Bundesligas, or when Louis van Gaal went in there.
Yeah.
Like, even then it wasn't like, I think they gone 2 years or whatever without a title.
Wolfsburg won the league one year as well, didn't they?
Yeah, it's never been
2009
that deep where it's like they've not done like what we've done where we've gone years without winning anything. It's just kind of funny with Harry Kane, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because he scores that many. And the whole thing of going to Bayern Munich to obviously get a trophy, because it's almost a banker, in it.
Yeah.
And then to not win anything it's just mental. The thing as well, right, is this is going to show that it's not that deep if you win a certain trophy. Like, if he wins the German Cup this year, is that going to be like, oh, well, that's validated his career now?
No.
Like, it's going to be almost meaningless.
Even a Bundesliga.
Like, yeah.
Isn't that
It's not going to be like, oh, wow, Harry Kane, he finally delivered. And it's just going to be like...
Yeah. His career will have far less trophies in it than it deserves, regardless of what happens now. Unless he wins 3 Bundesligas in a row, a World Cup and a Champions League, then you can say. But that's like he has to win every trophy available to him for the next 4 years before he retires. Otherwise, he's going to have an underwhelming trophy cabinet compared to how good he was.
Yeah,
that's
it's
just
like
what his career is.
Shearer's like that, isn't he?
Yeah.
But the difference with Shearer is he won the Premier League title, and he was the reason they won that title.
Yeah. And he won it at like 23 or whatever it was. So he had the rest of his career to play with and take chances with Newcastle and all that.
It's a big trophy, and you played a big part in winning it. And also, the English media and English fans and shit, they don't give a toss if you've won the Bundesliga, and they're not going to get off your case, are they?
And also, when he won that, I think, Liverpool had won 3 less. Like, winning the Champions League wasn't as common either. Like, I know in the 80s it happened a lot, but in the sort of into the 90s and Alan Shearer's most of his career, how many English teams won the Champions League? Was it United? And they won 1.
Yeah.
So, like, it wasn't like, oh no, Liverpool won 1 as well while he was still playing, didn't they? But it wasn't like England were dominating Europe either, so the expectation wouldn't have been to win a Champions League. Like, if Kane had gone to City 2 years ago and they wanted him, he would have had one of them by now, maybe 2.
Yeah, half-time. Go on, sorry.
No, half-time there. Manchester United 0, City 0. I would say overall a pretty even first half. City had much more of the ball, but I think United had 2 of the best 3 chances. City maybe had a slightly better chance. The one that hit the post there should have done better with it. But not too bad really from United after a very, 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 very sluggish first 25 minutes. Ronaldo, thoughts?
Yeah, I thought the first
half an hour was obviously quite sluggish. I'm usually not one for excuses, but I think it might be the fact that we started probably a lot of our first teamers that haven't had very long in training or haven't had much of a pre-season after going on a break after international duty, and I think some of that did show, because I think the likes of like Bruno and Dalot and Mainu and Martinez, they look a little bit jaded, like they need to come up to speed a little bit. I think that actually has a lot to do with how sluggish we looked in the first 30 minutes. After that, I thought we looked pretty sharp. I think there's a lot of good intricate play going on, and I think that happens when the likes of Ahmad does play. And I think we've got enough good footballers that we can do that more often. I think the likes of Mainu and Ahmad and Bruno and even like Xerxes when he does play, we can see some of that nice little intricate football on the edge of the box. But I hope I see more of it in the second half. The only thing that worried me was when I looked at the starting lineups, I was like, United's team looks stronger.
Yeah.
I was hoping that we could get in almost in front in a way, like 1-0 in front before City eventually turned to the likes of De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Savinho, and etc. that are on the bench. that was kind of me. I thought maybe United could get 1 or 2 goals ahead, maybe a goal ahead, where when they do bring some of the big guns on, we've got a bit of a cushion. But in saying that, obviously some of City's youngsters have been pretty decent, to be fair.
Yeah.
For Oscar, Bob was probably their best player. I think Ahmad has been our sharpest one.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah,
what do you make of it, Jay?
I agree with all that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I was worried after the first 20 minutes because I thought it was inevitable that City were going to score. It just felt like it was coming, and I thought that they might score and we might not have an answer for that. And then it's just a long afternoon, isn't it? But like you were saying, I think the best opportunity came to us, and if it was just a little bit of a better ball from Amad Diallo, I think Mason Mount would have put us 1-0 ahead. It'd be interesting to see what happens here, because of the two benches, obviously City have got the stronger bench. Does the manager maybe bring on a Garnacho and really try and get at him?
Yeah.
Because I don't think Marcus has done a lot, to be honest with you. Or does he just leave it as it is? So, yeah, I think there's a few players you can see a little bit off the pace. Maine's not really done a lot. Martinez was a little bit sloppy at times as well. But these are players that are just coming back into the team. They've not played pre-season, have they? They've had the Euros or the Copa America, and this is it. So, and it shows. So in that respect, it's kind of good we got this game, innit? Because you want to get these blow the cobwebs off in a game like this rather than the Premier League opener. Yeah. So yeah, it's been all right. It's a good test against a decent team, but not City at their best, if that makes any sort of sense.
Yeah, I think if we look at positives and negatives, the negatives would be how easily certain City players would dribble past and drift past some of our players.
Yeah.
Doku got the better of Dallo a couple of times. I think Lewis and Bob on that side sort of cutting back and inside, and Martinez showed some of his positional weaknesses at left back because he's not a left back, getting into our box too easily. A lot of City's work, weirdly, because it's the opposite of what you expect from Pep, came from individual moments.
Individualism.
It came from wingers dribbling past people into dangerous areas. United's best work, in contrast, came from good build-up and good passing structures. It was 1-2s around the edge of the box, players breaking into the box and then cutting balls back. Like, it was almost like, obviously City had more of the ball and looked very City-ish, but in and around the 18-yard box, United looked a little bit more City-ish than City did at times, which was slightly surprising to me. Yeah. I like to see Ahmad, Casemiro and Bruno, that link-up looked good. What do you make of Ahmad, Ronnie? Because you sort of you said, yeah, then what do you... those kind of intricate plays, I didn't think we saw a lot of that last season.
I love him.
Something different.
I love him.
Yeah.
Ahmad's not even just the type of player that obviously has his own individual traits in terms of obviously his technical ability. He's even got a better burst of pace. He makes good decisions more often than not. Saying that, he should have probably shot when he tried to cross it. And he's got good footballing IQ. But Ahmad's the type of player that gets the best out of players around him. I know it's like playing with players like Ahmad, good technical players that will find you, that will do given goals. You know that you can trust them in possession. Yeah. And I'm excited to see what he can actually do this season, because it is a big season. It is the season for him to kick on. And I've always thought there was a player in Ahmad, and I hope that he can keep the consistency, improve, and he can definitely see it. And I was hoping United could have kind of nicked a goal in that last 10 minutes when we had a decent spell as well, because when we talk about City and how dominant they were in the first 30 minutes, they've had Erling Haaland up front, who's like a big name, and I think he's been awful today. Yeah, it's almost like we played against 10 men. So I was hoping that we kind of would have capitalised on a little bit more. I've always said that about Haaland. I think he scores a lot of goals, and obviously they win games. He can score as many goals as he wants, but I think he's a complete eyesore in comparison to the technical players around him for City. Yeah. I don't think he ever marries very well with City, but he might get on the end might end the game with a goal or two, but still. Yeah. I'm hoping that United can kind of keep that momentum. It's almost like half time came at the wrong time in a way. Yeah.
What did you make of the way United were creating chances? Like the intricate passing around the edge of the 18. It wasn't balls in behind, running on to counter-attacks as much as I thought it was going to be. I think we feel like we tried that, but it wasn't working, was it? Those balls up to the top weren't really sticking. And then the best chances we had were neat, tidy, running off the ball, 1-2s, quick stuff around the 18-yard box. Did you like what you were seeing there?
Yeah, it's all coming down the right side. I think that's because Ahmad's much more suited to that style of play than Rashford. The thing that's only been frustrating about us not going down the left much I don't know if that's because you've got Martinez left back as well, so he's not a traditional left back that's going to move forward very much. But I don't know, Rico Lewis as a right back, right? He's a little bit of a luxury right back. He's almost like, if you're looking at as a profile, Rico Lewis is probably more of a midfielder type of 10, kind of technical, good in short spaces type player. That's what his main role is when he plays for City. It's not really his defending and his athleticism and his size. When I look at Rashford and I look at Rico Lewis, Rashford should be tearing him a new one, in my opinion. I think he should be getting the better of him, and he should be running Rico Lewis the other way. And he's not been able to do anything. I know he's probably service, but maybe can he demand the ball more? Can he maybe make a little bit more runs in behind? But I looked at that and thought Rashford should have a good day against Rico Lewis. It's a bit of a mismatch, but it's not materialised.
What I agree with that.
Yeah.
What do you put it down to? There's a couple of times Rashford got the ball and he doesn't. I don't know. I'm like, run at him, get down there. And there's one where he picks a long pass, and all right, it was a half decent pass. I'm not knocking the pass. Sometimes he's gone backwards a little bit. I don't know, man. It's just. I know it's only a friendly. It's only the Community Shield, but I do feel like this season is a big one for Marcus, and I feel like a performance today would get him going a little bit, and it's sort of getting off on that right foot. And there's an opportunity here against Rico Lewis, and there's an opportunity for him to sort of, no, not silence the critics. I think that's a bit of a stretch, but at least get some of the fans a little bit more on board with him.
Yeah. And
so far he's done nothing other than that one shot, which was well wide, which we're going to see now here on a replay. You know, it's a good 5 yards wide.
Yeah, because at the moment it's like Rico Lewis is like running forward, running in the middle, getting in the box. He's kind of like doing what he wants going forward, especially the first 30 minutes, and he's not being tested at all defensively. And I thought that was an area where United could have exploited him, because Rashford's obviously got, people criticise him, but he's got enough pace and ability to trouble Rico Lewis, who isn't really a traditional like Kyle Walker type of right back, is he? Do you know what I mean? So that's only one of the disappointments that I've had.
Do you know what as well?
Yeah.
On that front, some of the time, there was one time where he went past him. It was so easy for Rico Lewis.
Yeah.
It was like, I know Rashford's not a defender, but Jesus Christ, it was like he barely moved and he just like was past him.
It's a little bit sort of show defending, isn't it?
Yeah, like he's got to be better
I'm
than
there
that
and I'm sticking a leg in, but
like,
are you actually going to stop anyone doing that?
You've been playing long enough, Marcus Rashford, now to be better than that. And I don't want to dig him out because he's got enough critics, but we have to call it as we see it. And it's underwhelming, I think, is what I'd say.
We've got a few super chats.
Super chatties.
Yes, exactly. Lerone Varnado has been a member for 43 months, which is amazing, mate.
Longer
Thank
than
you
the
so
channel's
much.
existed. That's amazing.
He says, not even the official start of the season and the Rashford hate has started.
Okay.
This was a few minutes ago. Right and Wrong says there's plenty of reason to hate on Rashi. All the money he's given to charity and all those kids he fed. Yeah, exactly. Randopedia says, fed up with the chat hate brigade. It's pre-season. Relax. Yeah, I agree. It is pre-season.
Oh, dear. So you like losing to City, dear?
We're not losing.
Well, you want to lose to City.
I still feel
You don't care. Do you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, let's just fucking lose to everyone then, shall we? Well, in fact, let's not even play the Premier League. Let's not even bother this season. Let's fold the club. Nice one, Joe. Fucking great stuff. Pathetic. Sorry.
Jane Joe's adopted son Benjamin, who's probably crying in his room listening to that. Isn't he? Daddy and Daddy are arguing again. He says, got good plays. Love Rashford, Mount. Will all come good.
What?
I agree. What?
Say that again.
Got good plays.
No, did he? You got to say.
All right, okay. Got good plays.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Love Rash.
Yeah.
Mount.
Yeah.
All come good.
Right, okay. Sound.
Jockey Trot says, who's been around for 39 months as well, actually, which
That's
is, again, fantastic.
Insane.
Afternoon, lads. I mean, just close your eyes a second, Jay. Imagine the life that this guy is describing to us. Okay? Afternoon, lads. Can't watch the match, which obviously isn't great, while doing my Coast Guard duties in Bermuda.
Really?
Keeping myself and my crew entertained up the paddock. That's the life, isn't it? In Bermuda, being a Coast Guard. Obviously, 7 or 8 people have drowned on his watch.
I was about to say, this is slightly disconcerting.
He's watching this.
He's busy on his phone.
But think of that.
Yeah.
Coast Guard in Bermuda. That's up there with fucking bliss, innit? Surely.
That's up there with being a Coast Guard at Earlham Baths.
Yeah, I didn't realise how far out Earlham is, by the way. I went there on the train the other day.
You go past Earlham, through Caddy's Head, and you're in Warrington.
I know.
Well, you're in Hollins Green and then Warrington.
Madness. But yeah, cheers, Jockey, and hopefully you're saving lives. Or actually, let's go one step further. Hopefully you don't have to do a single thing today.
Wow, what do you mean?
Because that means that everyone's fine and safe.
Yeah, I wonder with Coast Guards, like, what are the rules?
What do you mean?
Could you go like, he's done. I can't save him. Like, it's too late for him.
Yeah.
Like, is there an obligation?
What am I going to do? Take in a shark to help him?
Yeah,
because that shark's had the rest.
I'll just ring the ambulance. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Do you have to legally go in?
Yeah, and like, if you don't, what happens?
Negligence.
Negligence, yeah, that's it, innit?
Discombobulate with a super chat. Nice seeing patterns of play for the first time in ages. Need a target man though. Want to see Xerxes. I completely agree, especially with the patterns of play thing. I think on the left hand side, I'm going to give him a little bit of a pass because of the lack of a left back, and also I think Mainu's been a little bit slow today, which again he's literally just come back. So
yeah, Mainu gets a pass.
But I don't think we've seen the best situations for good play down the left hand side. Right hand side though, I think has been very good, and it has looked different. I don't remember. We would have these little touches and knocks and 1-2s, but then there wouldn't be that penetration. I think Ahmad is bringing that. He's making runs off the ball, between lines, between players, and I think with Bruno and Casemiro in there, because Casemiro's passing ability, whilst it can be erratic, has the potential to be exceptional in a way that someone like Scott McTominay doesn't. And I think if we can repeat those patterns as many times as possible, that's how you get a lot of goals. It's not hoping that your players do something amazing. It's do something that leads to a chance or a half chance, and do that thing 30 times a game, and you'll score goals undeniably. And that one where all it took was a better pass to Mount and we're 1-0 up, if you do that more and more and more and more, you're going to win games. I'm really encouraged by that. The Swizzler says, lads, had an absolute pleasure meeting you all. Thanks for taking the time to talk. Like what I see so far. I can't see on your picture your face well enough, but to sort of remember who you are. And the Swizzler, whilst it's a fantastic name, isn't narrowing it down. But cheers, mate. Obviously, great to meet you as well. Miles said, City's kit font is papyrus. Changed my mind. It might well be papyrus, actually. Arash Bakshi says, I think Shaw has been faking it since last year, and that's got 3 likes as well. Do you think he's faking it?
I don't think he's faking it. I don't know. No, I don't. I don't know what I don't know why I said.
Don't say I don't know. You know he didn't.
No, I know. I don't know why I said I don't know. No, I don't think he's faking it. I think he's genuinely either injured or not fit, in terms of match fit.
Or faking it.
Yeah, I don't think he's faking it.
Rathan Sanioli says, can we talk about De Ligt? Well, he's brilliant, isn't he?
Yeah,
United's best player, I'd have thought. Yeah, there's obviously loads of people in the chat. Get in the chat. Someone said, is Mount playing?
Yeah.
Yes. He is a bit of a... He's not ever present on the ball, is he, Mount? He's one of your doing stuff off the ball kind of players, which hopefully that evolves into actually doing stuff on the ball as well, because he's not... But then again, if that pass goes to him, you say brilliant positioning, getting in the right areas.
Yeah. He
got in a good area for that, and obviously the ball didn't come to him. But yeah, he's not done a whole hell of a lot, I will say that.
No, he hasn't.
No. Jockey Trot says, saved... What? Jockey Trot, who is a Coast Guard in Bermuda, that works as a Coast Guard, saved a person stranded 20 miles offshore 3 weeks ago. Have you accidentally put a 0 at the end of that? Because 20 miles offshore.
And they on another island?
Yeah, weren't they just in another island in the Caribbean?
I saved someone from Jamaica. What?
He wasn't even in the water.
He was just on the beach?
Yeah, he was in a shopping centre. Yeah. And it looked like he was choking on a hot dog. What I did there is I went back to Bermuda,
off the coast.
Hopped in the hovercraft, straight into the shopping centre. 20 miles off the coast.
That's crazy.
What was he, a basking shark? That's incredible. How did you even know he wasn't very well?
Yeah.
What was he using?
That's impressive. That's
a telescope.
Hey, you won't get that standard of Coast Guard in at Erlen Baths.
Reply there, because how was he 20 miles away? Jockey says no, 20 was correct. How did you even know he must have? Was it a boat and someone had radioed in? Then it must be
the Coast Guard. Oh yeah, if you're going to Coast Guard,
he's not a lifeguard.
The lifeguard, I'm getting it confused.
I was getting it confused with the lifeguard.
Well. Lifeguard, sorry, Coast Guard. Right, we were thinking lifeguard. We thought you were up on your laddered seats, watching, stopping people bombing in the pool.
Ronaldo, sorry, just quickly before you go, what are your expectations second half? More of the same, or do you think we'll see a little bit of a tweak?
I still think it'll be 2-1 to United.
Do you?
I think we nick it.
Nice. Right. Thank you very much. We'll speak to you at the end of the game,
Yes,
of
we
course. If we get a little bit of volage, please.
Little bits of volley.
Jockey here says it was a hell of a trek out. They were at a 20-foot boat emergency. That's not any kind of emergency you want to be part of, is it? Ronaldo has left the building there, just in case you needed confirmation. Actually, can we just show the empty seat where Ronaldo used to sit again? So sad without him there.
I feel like he's a politician who's not turned up.
Yeah, exactly. It appears Ronaldo has walked out of the interview.
Yeah.
Halfway through. It's a shame that. Your followers deserve answers.
Go on, Marcus. Go on, my son.
Ahmad's in a decent spot. It's just not quite landed for Rashford there. Although he's still kept hold of the ball. He's coming to the box. He's done well. Get the ball across. Too much.
Oh, bloody hell, Marcus.
Well done, Casemiro. Poor there from Rashford, wasn't it? It feels like every time I watch him play, I feel like the ball's bobbling off his ankles and his shins. I don't know what it is like. It's just like it's sort of bouncing and like da-da-da. It's always just,
and then,
it's like he's taking too long to make his decision. So by the time he does, someone's tackling him already.
Yeah.
Just think, hurry up a bit. Anyway. I'll name this podcast later. It says, come on United, we've got this. Yeah. Oh, Adam Kennedy says Bermuda is in the Atlantic, not in the Caribbean. Sorry, everyone. Let's have a look. Oh, what a beautiful look! Firstly, just look, the first image that comes up when you Google Bermuda, that is incredible.
Did you ever have any Bermuda shorts?
What are Bermuda shorts?
Shorts that are like just above your knee, very colourful.
I don't think I did actually.
When I was a kid, they were all the rage.
Were they?
Yeah, man.
Did you have them?
Yeah. Back in the day, late 80s, they were a thing.
Oh wow!
Bermuda shorts.
Bermuda is absolutely in the middle of nowhere. Isn't it?
Yeah, that's far out.
That's like no one's near you.
No, not surprised that kid was 20 miles out. You could be 100 miles out there and still be near no one.
Bloody hell, Bermuda. Talk about stranded. That scared me living there. Sorry, I've got a bit panicky now.
What do you mean it'd scare you?
I just think like, what if they find a dinosaur on the island or something?
What if they find a dinosaur on the island?
There's no way of getting away from it.
So you're scared of dinosaurs?
I'm not scared of dinosaurs.
So what are you scared of?
Alright, then let me make it simpler then.
Right, okay.
Serial killer.
A serial killer on an island?
If there's a Bermudan serial killer,
yeah,
what are you going to do?
let the police nick him.
There's no running away though, is there?
I'm sure if there's a serial killer on an island, you can still get away from them.
No. I don't think so.
That's still going to be a big island,
Okay,
isn't it?
let's have a look then.
It's not like Anglesey.
Bermuda it's 21 square miles.
All right, how many people are on it?
You don't even want to know, mate. 65,000.
See, it's still quite big then, isn't
Right,
it?
oh, you're telling me if there's a serial killer inside Old Trafford, you'd feel safe not being able to leave?
Yeah, I mean, if there's a serial killer actively killing people inside Old Trafford,
See?
he'd get nicked straight away. Because people just go, it's him over there, he's at it, and old Bill would get him. Do you know what I mean? So I'm sure they could do the same in Bermuda.
All right, then you go and live there then if you're that into it.
No, I'm not leaving Eccles, man, I'm happy.
Where there actually is serial killers.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, that's a shitball. Look for a second, it looked wicked, didn't it? How good did that pass look until we saw it went to no one?
Can we just abolish this competition? It's fucking shite.
Yeah. KC says just get on a plane before the bodies are found, I guess. I think he thinks he's the serial killer here, which worries me. Interesting. Also the Bermuda Triangle, exactly.
The Bermuda Triangle, though.
For people who don't know, what is it?
It's like, it's this triangle around Bermuda. It's like from the island of Bermuda to two other places form a triangle. And then there was all these sort of mysteries that went there, like planes and ships were meant to go missing there.
Yep.
You know, they travel to Bermuda Triangle, never be heard of again.
Yep.
Don't know how true it was, but it had this reputation of being, cloaked in mystery and secrecy and, untoward things going on there.
I had a rumour it was because of helium gas. Is that true?
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
That there was a high amount of helium in the air and water, which made it difficult to fly and sail through because it's a lot less dense than oxygen.
Right.
So that planes struggle to fly through it and ships struggle to swim through it. Does ships swim?
I think you were right the first time. I think it was dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Eating the planes.
Yeah, that's possible. Let us know in the comments what was the Bermuda Triangle, and is it still a thing? Because you don't hear about it anymore. It's very 60s and 70s, wasn't it? Not that I was around then, but that's when the rumours seemed to start.
Yeah, it was. It's fell off on it.
Yeah. It has actually. It's washed.
Like Loch Ness. Washed. It's a washed.
Honestly, absolutely washed conspiracy.
It's a washed conspiracy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's gone the way of the Loch Ness Monster. No one cares about it anymore.
Warm and cold currents. See? What is
There you
this?
go,
What
you
is
see.
this?
Go
A
on.
crumble at a local cafe?
Lovely. Nice. Smashed it.
Red currants, black
I've missed
currants.
you, son.
Thanks. What do you mean?
I've missed doing these with you.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is our first watch along in a
Favourite places with shapes in the name. So obviously Bermuda Triangle's one.
while. Stevenson Square.
That's nice. Is Circle Turkey a thing?
Circle Turkey. What? Favourite places with shapes in the name? Circle Turkey.
Is Circle Turkey one?
I don't
See?
know. Where's Circle Turkey? Where is it? Where is Circle Turkey?
See?
No, don't wave your finger at a flag and go, see. Where is Circle Turkey?
Okay then.
Aren't you talking about food? Go on, Bruno Fernandes. Oh, go on.
What a pass. Ish.
Nice.
There you go. Circle Turkey.
No, that's not a place, though, is it?
No.
I can't think of it.
All right then. The gherkin.
In
Oh
London.
no, we're doing shapes, not foods. Sorry, I thought we went on to foods now.
Right.
Favorite place with a shape in their name. Okay.
I just said Stevenson Square. Who shouted out that then?
Ethan.
That was my answer already.
All right then. The Bermuda Triangle.
No, that was already given. We have
Oh.
to think of another one.
The Rhubarb Triangle then.
Okay, where's that? No, the rhubarb triangle. You mean the Bermuda rhubarb?
No, the Rhubarb Triangle.
All right, okay.
You know that.
Where is that?
I think it's between Bradford, Wakefield, and Leeds.
Really?
And in Victorian times, around 90% of the world's rhubarb was grown in that triangle.
Really?
Yeah,
Jesus wept.
yeah, it's good, that, isn't it? And they grow it in the dark, and it would grow so fast that you could hear.
Right, enough. No one
could hear- you
cares
could hear it
about fucking
creaking.
rhubarb in Yorkshire.
Well, how do you not care about rhubarb? One of the great production times of British history, really.
Mate, we're in Manchester, right? No one cares about Yorkshire rhubarbs.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah? It's a great ball. Is he
He's
onside here,
there,
Bruno
but
Fernandes?
We'll see.
Oh! What a goal! Is he onside? Oh, no!
You just knew he was off, though, didn't you? You just knew he was off.
That is a finish, that as
It was a
well.
brilliant
Absolute smash that, well. Curled that into the top bins.
No, he's off. He's off.
What?
He's off.
No, he's not.
How by the shade of the grass? That's how it looks.
Is he
Incredible
off?
finish. Yeah, I think so. Hopefully not. I think it was. Amazing finish, that. Is there VAR in this? You'd assume so, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. You made that pass?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah, it's been chalked off. When's the last time you were chalked off?
You know the answer to that, Sunshine.
I wasn't there.
Pre-season, obviously,
Oh, of course.
in that Airbnb.
You wish. Yeah, people say it looked very close on the replay. I think he was just... You could see his foot was onto the dark grey line of grass, and Guardiola,
I
whoever it
think
was
we've
still
been
on the
robbed.
light grey line.
I think that's a travesty. Just goes to show City bribing the refs again.
Oh, wow. Big Daddy Benny says, my dad was a police officer in Bermuda. Caught
Nice.
many baddies.
Really?
Caught some baddies, see?
When we're asking when he was a police officer, what era, what years?
Do I need to repeat it, or do you think he heard you?
Well, yeah. Sorry, I don't know why you need to ask him. When
Like,
was it?
like I'm the only one who we can hear. Oh, good play. Shite.
That was one of the worst shots ever.
Luke H, his favourite place that's named after a shape is Tiananmen Square.
Oh, very, very iconic.
Yeah. Interesting.
Remember the bloke standing in front of the tanks? What an absolute legend.
Yeah. With his shopping.
Yeah, man.
Isn't the official line that nothing happened there? Yeah, isn't it?
What, in St Edmunds Square?
Yeah, the
no.
the government line.
Oh, right. Well, I think that's a load of bollocks, isn't it? But
It seems like it. Close offside, brilliant finish, says SG.
yeah, agree with all that.
Yeah. Akshit says, how is my stream in India 30 seconds ahead of the stream in the UK?
That's
Because
a bad ball, Casemiro.
streams in that happen very, very quickly. Pretty much speed of light, innit? You'd have thought. Nice.
That's a absolute sackle from Diogo Dalot.
It was a
That was a Wan-Bissaka. Exactly.
Yeah.
Who needs Wan-Bissaka when you've got Dalot, apparently?
Go on now, what we got? Switch it.
You'll switch a Rooney.
Touch.
Go on, Diallo. Run it
no
in.
question.
Skin him his shit.
Go on.
Brilliant. Oh, lucky lad. Win that. How wide?
Shoot Maguire.
Shoot from 50 yards out. Go on, Diallo.
Oh, that's a lovely little cross, that, you know. That
Oh,
was a lovely
it was,
cross.
wasn't it?
No one was ready for it, but that was a brilliant cross. Ahmad does well again here. These little intricate bits, and Cobby does well, of course. That's a you know what? Bouncing the ball on the 6-yard line there. If someone goes for that, that's a look at that.
Oh, mate.
What an area to put the ball in there. That's unlucky, that from Bruno. Corner to United. I think the second half's kind of carried on how the first half ended, hasn't it? We've looked much better this half than we did the first half an hour of the first half.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, corner to United now.
Come on, Reds.
Come on, everyone.
Come on.
Bruno into the box. That's good area, that. Headed away.
Come out. Mason Mount here.
Little clip to the back post. Maguire wins it. Back across and headed away-ish. Oh, it was offside then, Maguire. That's all right. Unlucky.
Better from United. Been better.
Yeah, it has. We've got some subs coming on here. Garnacho, Ahmad, Collier, Pellistri all coming on. Garnacho, not Ahmad, sorry. Garnacho, McTominay, Pellistri and Collier. Going to change that. Ahmad coming off. I would say United's best player. Personally. Certainly the most dangerous looking player. It's a shame that, but some of it's partly fitness related in it, of course. Big Daddy Benny says he retired recently, now sips cocktails on the beach. What more can he ask for than that? You know what I mean? Got the keys to that island, hasn't he? Lovely stuff. Pellistri coming on. Sort of forgotten man a little bit. I think Mount is off as well. Ahmad off.
I feel Ahmad did well. Mount,
Maguire off
okay, bit
as well.
quiet. I thought Maguire did okay.
Is Casemiro going centre back here then, or what?
Fucking hell.
Because Maguire's come off and no centre backs have come on. Yeah, Ahmad, Mount, Mainu, Maguire off.
Mainu, obviously, you know, it's his first game since the Euros. He needs a breather.
Yeah, Maguire wasn't fully fit, was he, by the sound of things? So
I get it,
that's
giving
fine.
him an hour. And I think he's done okay. You can see he's not 100%.
Nice to see Collier as well in this level of
Collier did well, didn't he, pre-season?
Yeah, he was good.
He's a good player. That was terrible, Casemiro.
Yeah, so we've got Dallo at left back, Martinez and Evans as your centre backs, and we've got Pellistri at right back, it looks like. Which is interesting, isn't it? Go on, Collier. Well done, man. Pellistri's on. Yeah, Pellistri right back. Thoughts?
I mean, it's quite interesting, isn't it?
Needs
It's a
must.
bit of an ask, but he's full of beans, the kid. It's a shame with Pellistri. I like him. He's a good lad, but it's not really happened for him, has it?
No.
I think he's. I'd be surprised if he's still here next summer.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be surprised if he was here at the end of this summer. I think we'll probably find somewhere for him to go, personally. Nice to see Martinez back back at centre back though.
Yeah,
from left back.
Well, we missed him so much last season.
Yeah, we
I
did.
was so lucky or so relieved that he was back for the FA Cup final.
Good ball.
Right, here's Garnacho to Casemiro.
Yeah, Bruno.
Marcus, is it? Oh,
No, it's
Bruno, sorry.
left. Yeah, he stopped it. He just stopped his run, Garnacho. He's made his run, and just as Bruno decided to play the pass, he stopped it, which meant that he didn't have any advantage over the fullback there. just pressing. Edison on the ball. Yeah, they'll play it out nicely. In a bit of a tricky situation here, though, City. Going to have to... This is what they're good at, though, isn't it?
Keep going, Marcus. That's it.
It's good pressing here
Put
from
them under
United.
pressure.
Not giving him anything easy, although that's pretty easy.
This is what Hoyland's very good at, isn't it?
Who, sorry?
Hoyland.
Yeah. Pressing and pushing the back line.
Yeah, he don't stop. Saw it in the Euros for Denmark. He was like that for them.
Yeah,
So he's run himself into the ground. He's getting a bit of stick as well, wasn't he? Because he missed a few sitters.
City just switching. Didn't look like a great ball, but no one's on
It's
Doku, so...
This is interesting,
Pellistri
isn't it?
one-on-one with
Pellistri against
Doku.
Doku. Garnacho needs to help him out there.
Well tracked there, Pellistri. No, he's skinned him there.
Skinned him.
Well, stick a foot in, yeah, well done.
Collier would have.
Wee.
Nah, it's wide.
Yeah. Guardiola thinking he's... What was it, last season? He got 3 or 4 goals, didn't he?
He had a little purple patch,
Yeah,
didn't
he
he?
did.
Was it Guardiola who fucked up for the Garnacho goal?
Correct.
Good lad.
My favourite City player.
Yeah.
Is it Mateus Nunes who they signed last season?
Eh?
Do you remember him?
That's a fictional character.
It cost him 60 million quid. He better not be
The
fictional.
thing is, though, they can do that, can't they?
But he don't look any closer to starting now. They do it
Right.
sometimes, but he still looks miles off it.
No one cares. They do that and they win the leagues. Calvin Phillips is another one, yeah, Ronnie's shouting out, he's right. Like, they can get away with that.
Yeah, they can.
Whereas if United did that, you fucking hell, there'd be a meltdown
Well,
like you've
manager
never
would
seen.
get
It'd be on the
sacked.
front page of the paper.
Yeah.
Hey, up.
Who's that? Is Nunes coming on?
Yes.
You're joking.
Oh, God, kiss of death.
And Savio coming on as well.
Oh, God, another one.
He's only small, Savio, isn't he? Bloody hell.
Not always 6 foot.
He's tiny. Smaller than Ronaldo, him.
Doku off.
Doku off. Savio on.
Did that usual thing he did, Doku, of looking dangerous,
Yeah.
but actually not doing that much.
No. He loves...
Like, scaring. Ronnie, we get us that Pepsi Max cherry, please, out of the fridge. Cheers, brother.
Yes.
Of getting past the fullback, looking a handful, making me nervous every time I got the ball. Yeah, at the end of it, he's not done anything.
No.
I know he got that goal in the FA Cup, but I go back to the game at the Etihad. He had so much of the ball in that game at the Etihad, where we lost. Thank you, brother. Where we lost. Like, that first half was just him,
Yeah.
and yet things started to happen, I think, when they took him off.
Yeah, he's a weird one, isn't he? There's a lot of players like that. And, like, there are people who are sort of... the
Grealish
opposite
has got a
as
touch
well.
of that, you know.
Yeah.
Like, everyone loves Jack Grealish, especially Maka, and he's a talented player, and when he gets the ball, you worry. But in terms of goals and assists, his numbers aren't that great. He's just he's exciting when he's on the ball, and he brings others in and stuff, and can scare you. I think the Grealish is biggest attribute as well. He wins a lot of fouls, doesn't he?
Yeah. Which is a weird best attribute to have,
It is.
isn't
It is weird. It's like he draws fouls like no one else. He did it against us, didn't he, in the cup final?
Yeah, he
where
does
we
it
lost?
against everyone. He is like amazing at it.
Yeah.
But if you want to be one of the best players in the world, which for 100 million quid, that should at least be your aspiration. Can being fouled be your best trait? Weird, isn't it? Chance for United to counter attack here.
Go on, Garnacho, run at him. He's on his own.
Go on.
McTominay in the box. Just let it go across him.
Oh, fucking helmet,
for it.
Tomine.
Corner ball. Is it a corner? Goal kick, I think.
Just shit that.
Yeah, he just didn't get the ball under control at all, did he? Decent run.
What's he doing now?
I don't know why he doesn't control it. He lets it run across him, but yeah, it doesn't work out, does it? A lot of space here for City. Bloody hell, how's that happened? Looked like a bit of a lazy press from United there. Look how much room they've got. Come on, stay with him, Garnacho.
Jesus Christ. Well done. Is that Palestra?
Yeah. Corner to City. It's a bit weird that Palestri's playing right back and Dallow's playing left back when Harry Hamas isn't even in the squad, isn't it?
I think that might be a little bit of protect him a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, because he, you know, if it went wrong, it could hurt him.
And we're just past caring whether Palestri goes wrong or not.
I mean, as also Palestri, what is he, 22, and he's an international, and he's played at least a couple of dozen games for Manchester United and been on a couple of loan moves as well.
Yeah, he's in a different stage.
Yeah, he is. He's, I'm not saying.
Come on. No, you don't touch him. That's a yellow card, That's literally cheating. That's bullshit. Kovacic goes down before Garnacho's even there. Did he not give a foul then?
No, I think he thrown.
So why is that not that's a fucking booking? Garnacho runs near him and he falls over. Rubbish, that.
Well done, Bruno. I was going to say well done, but that headers. Well done, Garnacho.
Back. Yeah, nice.
That's it.
Take your time.
Yeah. Manager said he's finding it tough, Palestra.
Yes. Playing in a position he's never played before.
Up against it as well, man. You got Doku and then the other kids come on as well. It's like no respite.
Good ball, that. Really good pass from Onana.
Right,
really good pass, that, you know.
Keep possession. Well done,
win the foul. That was a brilliant pass from Onana.
It was.
Because he's marked McTominay and he still managed to find him. Maybe slightly too risky with his pass, but it came off. It was brilliant. I feel like City could take more risks with their kit as well.
What do you mean?
Like, because United have got a like red, white, usually, maybe a bit of black in there as well. Like, sort of, you have to stick to these principles. But we've had gingham style ones, we've had chevrons on it, we've had like collars, no collar, like different stuff. It feels like City just looks the same every single year.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the exact same blue, the exact same trim. Shite.
That's poor.
That's poor. Who was that? Dallo. Come on. Oh, no.
That's poor as well.
Terrible pass. 5-yard pass, that. Kill him. Hey. Who's that, Savio?
What was it you're saying, Ronnie? Signing from City to City? Yeah. Was it Girona? Via someone else to Manchester City? Yeah, that's all above board and legit, but we can't buy Todibo. Fuck off. What are the comments saying?
I'm not a fan of you, Jay, I'll be honest.
Oh, I don't know.
No, they're not really. I'm messing. Nunes looks like...
Hey, up, we're in! Oh.
Was he offside?
I think he was, you know. Was onside. Garnacho's been full of beans since he come on, hasn't he?
Yeah. SG says...
Jesus Christ, McTominay, at least foul him.
Oh, City breaking here. Is the commentator calling him Savinho? Yes, because I think that is his name. Well done.
Yeah, have a bit of that, you fucking blue knobhead.
Martinez with a nice little tackle on Nunes. Ooh, he landed right on his bum there, didn't he?
I think he's just on there.
So see
Bruno,
that? Great ball from Casemiro. And then, fuck.
What
The
a
touch
touch
on that. I was looking at the comments. That's an incredible touch.
Laid it across there for Marcus.
Maybe, yeah. That's a brilliant pass and touch, that.
Touch
I mean,
is
Casemiro's
phenomenal.
done a few of them today.
I know, Casemiro's, you know, he's doing the attack stuff well. It's just, attacking stuff well. It's just defensively.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's, you know, he's that guy further up the pitch, but we need someone who's that guy.
Yeah.
Deeper.
Alex Taylor. Joe, can I please have a shout out to my girlfriend Tam, who is asleep next to me? Tam. Wake up! Oh God, I won't know like decided.
Why is she asleep at 4:30 in the afternoon, a lazy cow?
Bit harsh.
Is that what I mean?
There's-
Feel
you think-
sorry for Tam. Not Tam, what's it? Alex.
No,
Do you
Tam
know
is.
what I mean?
What,
Alex is doing all the graph there and she's getting her head down at 4:30 in the afternoon.
have you heard of time zones before?
What? Time zones, mate.
Yeah.
Fictional.
Flat Earth. Okay. She didn't even wake up. Did she? Let us know, Alex. She's probably battering Alex. Unbelievable. I've really hurt. It hurt behind my ear that when I screamed. But she's probably awake now, and if she is, wake up!
How many times are you going to do that? I nearly
Just
spilled
two.
my Pepsi Max cherry then.
Sorry. Wake up!
Alex, give her a nudge for fuck's sake so I don't have to listen to any more of this nonsense.
God, I got all dizzy. It's nice doing that sometimes, though, isn't it? It's shocking your body and all that.
No, it's
Wow.
not. There's only you that does that. There they are.
Sorry,
All
Tam.
the Reds. Loving it.
Look at this, look. He's
Aye.
furious, bottom left.
Having a right laugh there. Not a phone in sight the way it's meant to be.
They're in, actually.
Because there's fuck all to record.
Squire Deluxe says dog's barking now. See? Jay says thanks, kids crying now. There you go. No Culture says my pigs are squealing.
Nice. Is
I
that
like to think he's watching this.
my
in a-
pigs are
in
squealing.
a
Feels like
barn.
someone who's got sore feet or something. My
Yeah.
pigs are squealing.
Oh, I tell you what, my pigs are squealing after that walk.
And then, oh, great tackle. Oh, no!
Gotta be careful.
I thought that was going to be a penalty then for 1 second.
Oh, what a ball. Ish.
I love the fact you said what a ball before you see where he went.
Do you know
It looked good when he
No, but
played
here's
it.
the thing, Jay.
But you didn't know where it was going to end
you'll
up.
never get this because you don't know ball.
Right, okay.
I can tell you from the shape of a man's body
Yeah,
when he plays the ball whether
Yeah.
it's a good pass or not.
right.
Yeah.
So that was
Did
it.
you ever watch that video with Cristiano Ronaldo where he's in like a laboratory conditions and they cross the ball and then as the ball's in the midair they turn all the lights off and he still heads it in?
No,
right?
no, I'm not, but you've described it very well.
And then after that they go one step further. As the player is drawing his foot back to pass it, to cross it,
Yeah.
then they turn the lights off and he still heads it in.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
And then-
I'm basically Cristiano Ronaldo in that scenario. I could tell just from the way Casemiro's body was that pass was going to be
And then they
wicked.
take it a step further.
Yeah.
Where just before he's about to cross it, they turn the lights off and remove the ball.
Yeah.
And he still scores.
And somehow he still
That's
scores.
how good Ronaldo is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not seen it, but it sounds mint.
We need a striker. Yeah, I agree. Let's give Xerxes 5 minutes. Why would we not? Thoughts?
Yeah, why not?
Sure. Do you
Quite a
think Ten
chunky
Hag-
tie there, isn't it? From
Yeah,
Ten
it
Hag?
is. It's a double Windsor.
Yeah.
If Ten Hag, if I was a coach for Man United, let's say I'm Ruud van Nistelrooy and I wore a suit today as well,
Yeah.
do you think Ten Hag's pissed off with me?
It's a bit of a power play.
Like wearing white at a wedding?
Yeah, I wear the fucking suits in this dugout, dickhead.
Yeah,
Get back in your trackies now
I think that's
before
possible.
you get your jaw snapped. Yeah, no.
Crikey.
Yeah. I think that conversation might have gone down.
Yeah, it might have been
Nah,
actually.
I don't know. I think he's probably not bothered. Didn't they all used to wear suits? Or was it just Fergie? No, Mickey Phelan wore
Phelan
shorts,
used to wear
didn't he?
a suit, but he wore a suit sometimes. I can see him in a suit.
Yeah. I don't think it matters, but I get your point. Sort of establishes the hierarchy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
What are the comments saying? Has Sam Taylor woke up yet or what?
He's not replied since, so I think she might have more than woken up. I think she might have woken up and battered the shit out of Alex, to be honest. Absolutely put his head through a window. Yeah, sorry Tam. And if you are still asleep, no, I'm joking. Good little play from United here. What a ball. Here we go.
Rashford! Oh, Marcus! No! You got to score there, man. You got to.
It's not like a mad easy finish, but hit the target.
Brilliant from, was it Bruno? Bruno Garnacho, it's a fantastic. It's sort of bobbling a bit, but you've just got to hit the target.
Oh,
It's
it
ankle.
slices
It comes
it,
off his
man.
ankle, doesn't he? He sliced it. Is it ankle or is he just? Yeah, it comes off his ankle.
He gets it all wrong now.
Ankled it. It's the bounce of the ball, but you've got to take the bounce of the ball into account. You're a fucking top level footballer. Ah, bastard.
This game's done exactly what I didn't want it to do.
Yeah.
And raise more questions for Marcus Rashford. Well, now people are going to be on his case again because it's 2 chances he's missed.
Yeah, that one in
Two chances
particular
where
was
he should
poor.
have hit the target at least.
Yeah, he's got.
If he hits the target, if he cushions it to, because it's bobbling or whatever with his left foot and he hits the target and Edison saves it, okay, but to not hit the target.
No, it's very, very poor.
So annoying, that, man. I honestly thought that was it. That could have been the game, that, as well, because it's been a bit of a damp squib.
Liam Riscola says, I'm genuinely sick of Rashford now. Poor
what I'm saying?
bastard, he's
This
going to
is what
get
I
some
mean.
stick, but it's broken me.
This is what and he's not going to be the only one. Marcus Rashford will be trending now.
Yeah. And he's not even slagging Rashford off. He's just saying it's making me feel shit.
No, I get
it. He's not being rude or aggressive to Rashford at all, but it is hard, isn't it?
Fuck's sake, man.
Yeah. Very good play there from United. I will say that. Good running off the ball. Great pass from Bruno. Very good pass from Garnacho as well. Still 15, probably 20 minutes to go. Actually, here's a question for you. Do you remember last season, obviously, you're averaging like 5-6 minutes stoppage time after the second half? Do you remember we had extra stoppage time, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden in the Euros, they
Fucking hell, Marcus, come on, mate.
I think that was a bad ball, actually. Or a mixture. And then all of a sudden the Euros, they went, we're going to go back to sort of the old school extra time where you only have 3 or 4 minutes. Do you think, have you heard of whether they're going to, what they're doing next season?
Who was it, Ronnie? I think, man, was it you saying they're not going to have this long added time anymore? Someone was saying it. I can't remember who it was.
So they are going back to the old ways. I don't even get it, do you?
Yeah.
You're just changing it all the time. All of a sudden players are playing like 10 more minutes per game than they used to. And then we'll just flick it back over the other way again. Stupid.
Yeah, I'm so gutted about that, man.
Yeah, me too.
You never hear the end of it as well when it's anything to do with Marcus Rashford. That is it now. Unless we win, even if you win, you still won't hear the end of it.
Yeah. Keep up. Oh no, I thought it was going longer than that. Yeah, offside. United look decent. I think second half United have been quite good actually.
Yeah, we have. Garnacho's been mint since he's come on.
Yeah. Yeah, he's looked dangerous, hasn't he? We've had less control, intricate passing around the 18-yard box, more sort of counter-attacking stuff though, isn't it? We've changed slightly how we've played. But we've looked effective at it. I don't mind it if it's working. But it's a bit more balls over the top through the lines, quick counter-attack stuff. Then the, as we're seeing again here, that's a great pass. Then the slow build-up kind of Ahmad-style intricate stuff. Rashford's on. No, it's not on. Corner to United. Decent play from Garnacho.
Yeah.
I think he probably didn't need to shoot from there really, but
Yeah,
it's
I
one
don't
corner,
blame
isn't
it
it?
too much.
No.
Going for a short corner. Let's get it in a mixer. Get on Johnny Evans' head.
Fucking hell. 10 City players in the box. 4 United players. Decent cross to Rashford. That's got to be in. I thought McTominay was going to put that in there.
I don't know what went on there. Somebody just seemed to miss it completely.
Did really well there.
Let's have a look here.
Nice little routine actually. Putting Rashford isolated with Savio.
It's into a decent spot. Somebody just misses it completely.
Just
He's
can't
got
react,
to do
don't
better
react quick
there.
enough, does he, McTominay?
Misses the ball.
It's a left foot finish, really. He should have got. The problem is, he needs to go with his left foot, but as Rashford's heading it, McTominay's just putting his weight on his left foot, so he can't then get it back out from under his body, put his weight on his right foot.
If he stuck his left foot out there, he'd have scored, wouldn't he?
Yeah, but I don't think he can because he's taking a step onto it as Rashford heads it. I think it's just a bit unlucky timing-wise there. Unlucky. United, though, I think much more dangerous than City second half. I think we've been the better side.
Yeah, Bernardo Silva's come on for City.
Man on.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, Silva
Here they
straight
go.
away counter-attacking now.
Silva and Haaland.
Yeah,
Oh,
I thought we'd won the ball back there. Well done, Dallo. City on the ball now. Frustrating this, isn't it? Because we should have scored a couple of goals here.
Yeah, we should have. Somebody and Rashford both should have scored.
Yeah. Rashford. Oh, it's not a foul. It's pathetic, that. Advait says, I'm annoyed how anytime anything happens on the field, the camera pans to Ruud van Nistelrooy. I love him, but he's not our manager. It's disrespectful to the man in charge.
Maka said this on the old app. He said you're going to keep seeing shots of Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Yeah.
And he's right, you will. And there is an element of, and we know what's going on. It's like,
especially when they miss chances.
Yeah.
It's like a striker's.
Excuse me. Yeah, I've got away with that one there, but we'll have it.
Good ball.
Go on, Garnacho. Go on, son. Go on, lad. Go on, lad.
Go on, lad!
Yes! Yes! Well done, Alejandro
Brilliant
Garnacho.
from Garnacho there. Brilliant goal. Cutting inside from the right hand side. Across 2, across 3, and then slotted it in the bottom corner. That was brilliant. Very, very good goal, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's mint, that. Well
Like a
done,
young
son.
Marcus
He deserves
Rashford,
that. He's been mint since he's come on.
He has.
Seriously.
Well done. That was really good from Rashford there. And again, just a slightly different way of playing, wasn't it? It was quicker. We're running at City while they're still running back toward their own goal. Just forcing them to play a little bit differently, which I like being able to do both.
And was it Pellistri? Got a little bit lucky there where it fell, but Bruno picks out Garnacho with a good pass. Yeah. Garnacho here, he's like got one thing on his mind, runs across the 3 players and then just slots it. Good finish on his left foot.
It was really nice. Just, you know what? Just side foots it in the bottom corner, doesn't he? That's nice. You do that, you're going to score a lot of goals. Don't try and knock the case off it. Literally, just passes it in the corner.
Yeah,
Brilliant
really
finish
good,
that.
Really good.
Yeah, really good finish that. A composed, mature finish that from Garnacho. Very, very good goal. Harry Lunn says, Collier looks assured on the ball. I love it. Yeah, he does. He's looked calm on the ball.
Looked good in pre-season, didn't he? I know this is pre-season, but look good on tour.
Yeah, he's got a smoothness and a composure to him that you don't always see from young players. I really like that. It's been very good indeed. Happy for Garnacho as well. Off to the races. Although, the Ahmad question lingers, doesn't it?
Well, I think this is where me and Steve disagreed slightly. I think if everyone's fit, Garnacho starts for me. I think Steve was like, Diallo starts. But I know this is before this happened.
Rashford's off for Sancho. So then that begs the question, if Ahmad was our best player in the first half, Garnacho's looked dangerous in the second half, is it Rashford who makes way for one of them?
Should he?
Yeah.
Should he make way for Garnacho? Should it be Garnacho, Højlund and well, Højlund's injured. What should the front 3 be then? Let's put it on. For me, the front 3 should be, if everyone's fit, at least for the opener.
Yeah.
I'd say for the opener, I'd probably go Marcus, Xerxes, Garnacho. But I do think that the sort of Marcus needs to be looking over his shoulder. I think he's got to have a good start to the season. I'd start him, but if it ain't happening for him, then I think I'd move Garnacho into that position and drop him and then start Diallo on the right.
I don't know about. I don't think Xerxes will start. Do you? Well, he's not played a single minute today. I don't. I think it would be a strange one to not give him any minutes.
Do you think it then a false 9 then, or?
Yeah, I think it would be similar to what we've seen today.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Casemiro sliding in like he loves it. I think we'll probably see Garnacho, maybe Rashford down the middle.
Maybe. I mean, he moved him there before he went off, didn't he?
Yeah.
What's there? Oh!
Bernardo Silva going in late there, getting booked. What are you doing
it's
that
about
for, you
fucking 5
twat?
minutes late, you dickhead.
What are you doing that for?
I wouldn't mind, right? Bernardo Silva, he's up to about your waist. He's the tiniest player you've ever seen.
That's literally for no reason whatsoever. He's not going for the ball. He's not trying to stop a counter-attack. He's literally just ran into him and stuck his knee in his leg for no reason whatsoever. Twat.
Typical cheating blue bastard.
Matt G says, clever to sub Sancho when fans celebrate instead of booze. What reaction does he get at Old Trafford? What do you think? What reaction does Sancho get? He's not played a game at Old Trafford in, 8 months?
He'll get him muted. responsive thing.
Ripple of applause, maybe a few.
I won't clap him.
What do you reckon?
I don't think I get booed. I don't like booing players. I never boo a player anyway. I've never booed a United
But
player in my life.
you won't. But do you think anyone will?
That's a good point. Maybe a little bit.
If he comes on as sub.
Yeah, maybe there might be a little bit of agginess towards him.
Yeah.
You know the nature of the beast, though, Joe. You know better than anyone. If he scores or does something well, then everyone will love him again.
3 good games, everyone loves you.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like same as
Just
Maguire,
like,
wasn't it?
I hate when players just can't be arsed. And that was what happened for me with Sancho.
Yeah.
I just think he couldn't be arsed with it. I just think he thought, I'm not up for this. I'm not up for trying to win my place back into this team. I can't be bothered. Because all he had to do was basically say sorry to the manager and just get back in the team or fight for his place or whatever. And he didn't want to do that.
No.
And that's what annoys me. I just think you got to be better than that, man.
Yeah, I completely agree.
But we'll see what happens. It's mad because I've seen players with a much bigger reputation who've done much more for Manchester United get booed for far less than Jadon Sancho.
That's not a bad ball, actually. He's hung up in the air well. It's a throw-in. Where's he taking that from? He literally hit the corner flag on the way out, and he's
like the fucking
12
linesman's
yards
there,
up the
and
pitch
he's
here.
just like, yeah, no worries, you crack on.
It literally hit the corner flag on the way out. City going long. Oh, that's going to go out, isn't it? Yes, it is. Not been the best by any means, have they, City?
No, it's one of them though, City. They get 1 or 2 players back. I mean, how long's Rodri out for example?
I'm not sure.
Right, 1 or 2 players come back in and they're a completely different. Oh, fucking Pep Guardiola performing again.
Ronaldo's saying that
They've lost.
City have lost the
Ronnie's
Community
just saying
Shield.
that. Counting this, because I know this hasn't. Not counting this. So City have lost the Community Shield 4 times in a row and have gone on to win the title every time, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's not. I don't think they'll be too bothered if they lose this. It's like I remember when we lost it to Arsenal, after they'd done the double in '98, and everyone was saying
We got battered as well.
Arsenal gonna fucking win the league. Yap Stam shit, whatever, and then we won the treble.
Yeah, I think we had a stat on the screen before that I think only one of the last 13 Community Shield winners have won the Premier League. So
Really?
yeah, so it very much doesn't tell you anything about how high a chance you have of winning the league.
When's the last time we won it? I know we won it against Wigan.
Yeah.
When was the last time? Did we win it against Leicester? We did, didn't we?
Oh, City have
Oh,
scored.
they fucking scored. And it's that little twat. So shit, that. So fucking shit.
It's the same goal we concede every year to City, innit? A little cross into the box, headed goal 6 yards out. I feel like we concede that goal every single time. Usually it's Haaland on the end of it. Does well there. Pilistri's lost his header there. I mean, he's not a fullback, is he, at all? But
So,
do you know what? It's a good header from Bernardo Silva. It's a good header because Pilistri's not there, but he's putting a lot of pressure on him, and to head it as cleanly as that into the corner, or not into the corner, but just under the bar, he's done well there.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah,
Is it straight to pens?
yeah. Onana does nothing. I mean, I don't blame Onana for that. Onana should have at least dived. But okay. De Bruyne coming on, Ake coming on. Are they taking penalties on them too?
There must be, innit? Like, well, you'd have thought so, to bring them on with 1 minute left or whatever it is.
It's a foul.
5 minutes left, sorry. Certainly De Bruyne you'd expect to take one. I don't know about Ake. Might just bring it on for whatever.
He's surprised we've not seen Joshua Zirkzee today.
When the point you just made then, I didn't even think about that, about throwing him into the Fulham game without him having played any minutes is a bit of a strange one. So yeah, I am a little bit, because he didn't play in the Euros either, did he? He's not really played much football.
No, he hasn't.
So yeah, it would have been nice to see him play something. I mean, it's not beyond the realms of possibility he could play against Fulham. He could still, he could have trained well, and the manager could be saying, look, I'm not playing today because you're going to start against Fulham, but I doubt it.
Yeah. Seems that we're going to go with a sort of false nine, no striker situation, doesn't it? Shit from Bruno.
Oh, here we go.
Good block.
Fucking hell.
Well done.
So annoying that.
Yeah, it is.
We've been much the better team in this second half.
Yeah.
I mean, Garnacho, since he's come on, he's absolutely ran the show.
Not doing
Bruno's
anything
been
really.
mint as well, but that's how quickly it can turn. Like you were saying, City didn't really, they hadn't done anything and turned up, and then that's one chance and they take it.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem with United missing 2 or 3 good chances, isn't it? You're very vulnerable.
Yeah.
When you've only got a 1-goal lead, and we should have had a 2 or 3-goal lead. I mean, City could have got one in the first half, but Rashford's missed 2 very good chances. Ahmad with a poor ball across that should have been a tap-in for Mount, really.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had enough, haven't we, to win this game.
Is it not a throw-in then, is it? It's a goal. It's a free kick, yeah. Ake just sliding on the floor and handling the ball, thinking he'd been fouled, or trying to convince the linesman he'd been fouled. What's he touching the ball for? Piss off.
Come on, United.
Free kick to United. Right next to the touchline, 20 yards out. On our right-hand side, Bruno Fernandes whipping in a bit of an in-swing, well, an outswing, I suppose, technically. Come on, what we got? Casemiro, get your head on it, lad. It's headed away by the near post.
Fucking hell.
Onana up to Sancho. Go on, Jaden. 2 minutes to go.
Fucking shit.
Would have been nice to just beat him, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would have.
I mean, we still can, but just a little clean 1-0 win.
No, nice.
City on the ball. 90 seconds to go. Just get it back. One more chance.
Can we talk about?
Can we talk? Yeah, we can talk about whatever you want.
Can we talk about McTominay?
Yeah, go on. Ronnie wants to talk about Scott McTominay.
You know I'm harsh on him, but come on, man.
Jesus Christ, Casemiro. Go on. What are you going to say? You're harsh on him.
He's just not been very good since he come on, and I still think people want to keep him. But other than like nicking the odd goal in the 6-yard box, he doesn't bring anything.
No.
I thought he did well in the FA Cup final. I thought he did a good job on Rodri. I did. But I get your point. I thought there was a spell last season where he scored those goals and we lost our head. It was like, let's get the ball to McTominay was our new tactic. And he was starting a lot of games and he didn't do anything. There was that period, there was 8 games where he didn't score. And when he didn't score, he wasn't offering anything else. So do get your point.
I mean, they're willing to sell him though, aren't they?
Well, they want to sell it. Like Fulham coming in with 20 million and United saying bring in another 5.
Yeah.
25 million quid for a player shows you United don't rate him that highly.
If we were starting him, that's
poor, Collier.
If we were starting him every week, and like you mentioned there, Jay, during those spells where we relied on him a bit more, but I've never really got the feeling that Ten Hag's like so deluded that he thinks McTominay is the answer.
He proper rates him. No.
No. He was willing to sell him last summer. He's trying to sell him and willing to sell him again this summer. I think, unfortunately, we've got other issues in the squad and other players in positions more easily sold. Full time, I think it's straight to penalties, like we said before.
He fucking wants to be, because I don't want another half an hour of this shite.
Silva levelling it up with 5 minutes to go there. a game where City haven't been at their best. I don't think anyone would say that. United, I thought, were the better team, certainly second half, and for the last sort of 15 minutes of maybe 20 minutes of the first half. I think United deserved to win that game. It's a shame, really, because we've missed a couple of chances and allowed City to get back into it, haven't we, really?
Yeah, we have. Should have been home and dry. Would have been a nice little win, comfortable one. But to penalties we go, and like I say, it's not that deep, is it?
No.
Really.
And I think, and as DRZ says there, a few positives to take from that. And we'll go through those positives in the review as well. But I do think there have been positives. I think some of the way we've built up from the back, I think showing two different styles of play depending on personnel has been quite exciting as well. The kind of Garnacho, Rashford look was very different to the Ahmad Rashford look. I thought we saw some different things from United today, and I was quite impressed by a lot of it, actually. Chris Christodoulou says, have a drink on me after this. Thank you very much, Chris, for the super chat there. £15 as well, which is more than enough for a drink each, so cheers very much, mate.
Thank you.
Matt G says, clever to sub. Oh, yeah, we said that already about bringing Sancho on at the right time. Wurzel Danier says, not 20 chances and looked more deadly. I'm going to try and get the stats on that, actually, and look at the goals and the shots and the chances for the game today, because it does feel as though we've held City to far fewer chances than in the past. They had one shot on target today, 56% possession. To be fair, they had one more shot than us overall, but 9 shots against a City team who weren't fully stocked, but still had Haaland up front, still had a few decent players in that team. I think, looked a bit better defensively United today. Agree with Ronaldo 100%. McTominay does nothing that's Suverjit. What have you made of United overall today, Ronnie?
I thought we had a really good second half. I thought we looked sharp. I think a switch was flipped when Garnacho came on. I thought Garnacho was an absolute live wire when he come on. And I know people are advocating for Garnacho to start because he did more than Rashford in the game, and people have their opinions anyway that they think he should be starting ahead of Rashford left wing anyway. But I still believe at this stage of Garnacho's career, he's best off the bench. I literally think any time I've seen Garnacho come off the bench, he's been electric.
Yeah. He
changes games and he affects games when he does that. And also, I think having more kind of wingers, you've got Ahmad, obviously Sancho still there, you've got Antony. You do want to see Garnacho rotated a lot more than he was last season when he started about 40-50 games in a row.
Yeah.
And then you lose that little bit of sharpness because he's got to play so much. He's a young lad. I want United to keep Garnacho fresh, manage him a little bit better, because when you have him to explode in moments like this, he can be electric. And I don't think I've ever seen Garnacho have a bad performance when he's come off the bench. He's one of the more potent super subs around, in my opinion. And I think it's going to be hard to justify him not starting games though when he plays like that. And Rashford's obviously not having his best game.
Yeah, I do get your point, and I think every time Garnacho comes on, as a fan, you're like, yes, come on. And I don't get that feeling when I see other players come on. You look at that bench, Sancho coming on doesn't make me feel like that.
No.
If Antony was to come on, it wouldn't make me feel like that. Pellistri, I know he played at full back, but it's the same. I know Xerxes a bit of an unknown quantity. So it is a bit of a funny one because, yes, he's great coming off the bench, but, he's probably better than the players who would be starting ahead of him.
Exactly.
So it's a catch-22 for the manager, isn't it? And also, if you're Garnacho, you're going to be a bit miffed if you played 30 games on the spin starting, and then the manager's saying to you, oh, you're better as an impact sub, because every player wants to play, don't they? Yeah. So, yeah.
Penalties here then. Bruno Fernandes going first.
He's never missing him. He's not even jinxable.
Yeah. Slots it away.
And slots.
Always good to start the penalty shootout first. What are the statistics? I think it's 58% of the team that goes first wins, don't they? And I think if you score that first penalty, that goes up to in the 60s, I believe. So United got a half decent chance here.
I don't want to jinx, but it's very rare that you see Ederson make a save. So
is he not great from penalties?
So I don't know. I just think
Onana going to be.
I just don't think he's that great at goalkeeping in general. Ederson.
You don't rate Ederson.
I don't rate Ederson.
You never have done.
Overall, or just as a sort of shot stopper?
As a person.
As a shot stopper. He's best.
Bernardo Silva with his penalty. Onana saves.
Onana saves.
Go on, lad. Yeah.
Good
I'm
lad.
a bit of that.
Well done.
We get some
Justice.
We get a community shield, but the only thing is, there's a curse. Like when you win a community shield, you don't win a league.
We ain't winning
Well,
the
that's
league
a lot of
whether we win it
bollocks,
or
'cause
lose
the first
it.
time I ever went to the Community Shield in 1993.
No, in
we
recent
won
times.
we won the double that season.
So will you take it?
So you're wrong.
I just don't want City to win again.
Dallo with a second penalty.
Oh,
What are we-
Ryan Hopper.
Right, if you don't think we're taking this seriously, then you're right.
Are you nervous, Jay?
I just can't watch penalties, mate. It's ingrained in me. I don't know what's
you don't
up
look
there.
as nervous as you usually are. Is it because it's
I'm-
community
it's
shield?
the Community Shield. I'm not even left the room. But even like,
Go on, Dallo. Saved in.
In.
Oh, I thought he'd save that.
You really thought Edison's gonna save something?
When he jumped
Ronnie's
over and
like
put
the
his hands
Oracle
on it, I
anyway.
did.
I love Ronnie.
Look at it. Look at this.
Even when he saves something, it
Look.
still goes in.
Yeah, he's literally saved it and it's still gone in. Like he gets a lot of fingertips on that.
Who was it who did that in Moscow? Was it Ashley Young? Not Ashley Young, Ashley Cole. Where
Maybe.
Van der Sar got an hand to it.
And it still went in.
And that's when my head fell off
Yeah.
fully. I was like, I stormed out of the pub and ran off. And then I had to run back when I heard everyone cheering.
What, because we'd won?
No,
Or
'cause John Terry had
Terry
missed.
missed, yeah. God, when he missed that, I can't, that's one of the happiest I've ever been in my life. Anyway, De Bruyne
Miss it.
slots it away. 2-1 to United after 2 penalties each. Good stuff from United so far. Who we got next? Who's your prediction? I reckon Jadon Sancho's up next. See him walking with... Oh, it's Garnacho.
Ghana.
Thoughts, Jay?
I try to act like I'm not arsed, but it's still City, innit? And I fucking hate penalties. Still, but I was arsed when we played Arsenal in penalties, you know, and that game was completely fucking meaningless.
Garnacho strolls up and
Yeah,
puts it
easy,
in.
comfortable.
Inside netting. Very good penalty as well, actually. Sends Edison the wrong way. Inside netting. 3-1 to United after, 3.5 rounds gone.
Yes!
Very good penalty, that. Nicely done. That's good.
Oh, here he is.
Haaland.
How bad was he today?
Haaland was terrible.
It's because he's shit, mate.
He does this
It's
though,
overrated.
doesn't he? He is the ultimate Lukaku. Like, he's better than him, but he's the best version of that kind of player. Where his link-up play's not great, his passing's not great, he can't really dribble with the ball, he can knock it into space and run, but against good defenders and good systems, he can go a game. What was it? There was all those stats weren't there in his first season. Haaland's had 6 touches today and scored 3 goals. He's had 12 touches, 16 touches.
Their kits don't even look iron.
He just never he doesn't mesh with like the rest of the technical
No.
players. Like, that's what he looks weird.
But he'll probably stick this in. Yeah, there you go. Side foot sends Onana the wrong way. Yeah, he's obviously a world-class goal scorer, but he's not a top footballer. Onana sort of pretending to give him a lot of space there, and then gets sent the wrong way. He did that the other day, actually.
Did it against Arsenal, didn't he?
Yeah, and the exact
Oh, here
same
we
thing
go.
happened. Here's Jadon Sancho. He'll score.
Will he?
Yeah. He will, and he'll pop it
Remember
top
him?
corner as well.
Caballero.
Big Willie. He was good at
Wow.
penalties, wasn't he? Willie Caballero, his name was, wasn't it? Sancho, I reckon he'll score.
I'm
Go
not
on, lad.
confident,
Lift
mate,
it,
at all.
top corner. Oh, he saved it.
Fucking typical. Fucking typical.
Is it?
Hey.
Hey,
That's his
Edi-
sole contribution to United for a year.
Edison saved that, right? And it still almost went in again. Look, he's saved it.
Fucking hell. It's a shit penalty.
He still almost
Yeah,
went
it's
in
a
behind
poor
him.
penalty.
He's such a bad shot stopper. Look at that.
Why is
It's
he
a
even
bad
taking
penalty,
that?
that. It is a bad penalty. It's right in that savable zone.
And you
for-
know what
for
it
a
is as well?
goalkeeper.
He's not even remotely arsed.
What do you expect when he's agreed personal terms with PSG?
Fucking hell. It can't come soon enough. Honestly.
Savio for City.
Fucking
Level.
hell, man.
All
Go
square
on.
now.
And
Although
now,
actually,
now.
this is to make it all square.
And Nana.
They've got to secure it by getting the goal.
Left-footed pen takers. Dodgy.
Savio steps up.
He's not going to miss.
No, slots it in, sends it on the wrong way.
Now they're all level.
All square now. Last penalty. Who's it going to be for United, do we think? Casemiro?
Maybe, yeah.
Did you see that though? Like how Edison almost like parried that behind him still.
Yeah. He almost went in off the post, didn't it? Yeah, it's Casemiro.
Yeah, I think Casemiro scores. I don't want to jinx, but like there's certain people who are confident about Sancho. You're a bit pen. Garner was a bit nervous, but I think Casemiro's got.
I think he'll score.
Yeah, it's like people like him, Maguire.
Big run up from Casemiro.
Yeah, probably like smash it.
Yeah, side foots it in.
Well done, Casemiro.
Keeper's left. Goalkeeper goes to his right.
Come on, Onana.
Save this and we've won. Save this and we've won. Yeah, nice penalty that. I mean, it's actually not an amazing penalty, except for the fact it sent the keeper the wrong way. Nowhere near the corner, but it doesn't matter when the keeper's the other side, does it? Who's that? Edison taking it.
No, he'll score one.
So fucking city.
Look at me, knobhead.
So city.
Apparently, no, he's mint at penalties.
Just shut up. I don't care how good your keeper is at penalties. You shouldn't be taking them. You can't be taking penalty with goalie gloves on. Embarrassing that. Get Onana on it.
It wasn't even a good penalty.
Pathetic.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
McTominay.
No, I'm not sure about.
No, I'm not.
Nah, he's good. He's all good.
And this is a guy that he strikes the ball
Drill it.
clean. But
Keeper's going to get a hand to it, but it's still going to go in. Like that. Morden Scott. Did he get a hand to it? It was close, wasn't it? Felt like. That's what I envisaged anyway.
yeah, he did get a hand on it.
You know what I mean? That's literally exactly what I thought was going to happen there.
It's fucking annoying, man. We'd have won this if we didn't let Sancho take a penalty.
Yeah, he's Nunes. Yeah, I think we win it.
You reckon?
Mateus Nunes looking a little bit.
Not sure about Nunes on a pen.
It's weird in itself.
And I think Onana's a better shot stopper than Edison is.
Go on. If Nunes misses this, United win. Oh my God! An incredible penalty.
Gee, you made me eat my words.
That's the best penalty I've ever seen. I thought he'd missed. That was literally a perfect penalty.
Pep looked shocked.
Yeah, he did. Pep shit it because he thought he'd put it over.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you don't save that.
That's unreal, that.
Shades of...
That could be the best.
Owen Hargreaves in Moscow.
That could be the best penalty I've ever seen. No word of a lie. No word of a lie.
What, you never saw Harry Maguire for England? Against Italy?
I don't think. Two-step pen
Martinez here.
corner.
I don't think he'll score.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a fucking knobhead. Why have you said that?
Well, he said it about McTominay.
Come on, Leisha. Come on.
But he declared me the oracle.
Yeah, but he's my boy.
Declared me the oracle. Go on. Yeah, he's comfy.
It's beautiful.
There you go, you see.
It's beautiful from Martinez.
Never doubt.
A little bit of composure. Saw where the keeper was going and just the other way. It's a good penalty, that. Very good. Inside netting as well. It's one of them that even if he'd gone the right way, he's not guaranteed to save that. That was a good penalty. Ruben Diaz.
He won't miss.
I think he will actually miss.
Nah, I don't.
I think he's putting this wide. I think he shanks it. I think he pulls it across his body and it goes wide and we've won. That's my that's the Joe Smith promise. Come on.
Who's Jordan again? Come on. Over.
Twat. He's popped it in, hasn't he? He's just dripped it along the floor. We're going to have Toby Collier taking a penalty in a sec, aren't we?
For fuck's sake.
At least, here's one thing I will say. At least, if he misses, you don't see the footage of him missing and being sad because we've lost immediately. At least a City player has to score for us to win. Do you know what I mean? For us to lose.
Yeah.
So he ain't got that like, oh, I've missed it, hands on head, Gareth Southgate moment. But it's Johnny Evans anyway, and he's going to score. Isn't it weird that this feels stressful, even though it literally doesn't matter?
I know. I wasn't that bothered, but because we were winning and because it's City, and because we were winning in the penalties as well, we were on course to win. Now I'm arsed. Like,
Go on, Johnny.
properly arsed.
Ah, Johnny.
Oh, for fuck's sake! I'm sorry.
Jay's going to the toilet. He's just pooed himself as soon as that ball went over the bar.
Honestly, as soon as PSG come in for that fucking
Yeah, get in here, Ronnie. Poor penalty from Evans, that in it.
Yeah.
Very poor. Lifted it a couple of yards over the bar. Akanji to win it for City. The guy who missed for Switzerland against England. Trying to right some wrongs. Not that they are even remotely similar in terms of stature. To win it for City. Go on, Andre. Yeah, he scored. There you go. City win. 7-6 on penalties. Bloody hell, City fans going mad.
Why are you celebrating like that?
City fans absolutely losing it. Yeah, there you go. Man City win the Community Shield.
That means they won't win the league then.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
So it's fine.
That's good. Could be worse because they're proper loving this, aren't they? Are we not taking this seriously enough? They're all in a big huddle, jumping up and down. Pep's lifting staff up in the air and all that. Are you? What's happening here? Are you a little bit shocked by this?
Imagine Jay was here to see that. He would have lost his head.
Jay would have absolutely lost his head if he'd have seen that. Jay, sit there.
There's Jay. Nah, I want Jay to be here.
Jay's lost his head. You all right?
Jay.
Oh, go on, yeah, swap back out.
Do you see the way they're celebrating?
Pep's picking staff members up in the air and like jumping up and down.
There's a camera there, innit? It's fucking worse than Jurgen Klopp. That's not bad.
They're all the City players are in a huddle, jumping up and down, going mad.
Going like it's a Champions League.
Like they won the Champions League. Thoughts?
Honestly, embarrassing. It's annoying because the game was there for the taking, and I'm annoyed on several counts. One, the amount of chances we missed. Two, the fact we let Bernardo Silva get that equaliser. And three, the fact that Jadon Sancho's contribution to Manchester United in the last year has been missing a penalty. It's just, I know he didn't do it on purpose. It's, it happens. It's just annoying, innit? It's just frustrating. And I fucking hate City, and I hate seeing them celebrate. Honestly. But
Yeah.
I'll swap that for beating them in the league.
Yeah, there you go. Discombobulate says, I know it's a pre-season nonsense game, but the missing chances worries me, especially when we finish with a -1 goal difference. I'll take missing chances over not making chances, which was a lot of last season. But yeah, we obviously need to stop missing them. Give it to Mike, he says, typical United loss.
Typical United losing on penalties in the Charity
lose
Shield.
on penalties, us.
Yeah.
There you go. That's going to be all. We'll be back in a few minutes. We're going to go through the game, review it, and look at, even though it's a pre-season game, what can we learn from that? Did we see something different from Manchester United? We'll go through the goals, go through everything that's happened, get Stephen Howson's thoughts as well later on. So make sure you stick around. You'll be automatically taken to the review where we'll dissect everything that just took place there as Manchester United lose the Charity Shield. And I say lose because we were winning, and we're winning in the penalty shootout as well, and we dropped goals on both fronts. We lost the Community Shield to Manchester City. Thank you very much for joining us at home. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ronaldo, as well, for coming on. We'll see him in a few minutes as well. Thank you for joining us at home, and we'll see you in a bit.